severe economic consequences if there's no progress with Russia. But there may also be economic benefits as part of any potential deal.
If you look at the map of what the areas Russia controls inside Ukraine, Russia controls the territory where almost all of the rare earth minerals sit in Ukraine. Now, in April, the U.S. entered into a joint partnership with Ukraine where profits from rare earth mining and other energy-related infrastructure projects get split 50-50 between Ukraine and the U.S.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. The president telling reporters today any deal over land swaps that include rare earth mining would have to be made with Ukraine's President Zelensky, who today called out continued Russian attacks ahead of the summit. Russia's president also just landing in Anchorage minutes ago. President Trump had remained on Air Force One temporarily exchanging greetings with several U.S. senators. We're just getting word the mayor of New Orleans is indicted by a federal grand jury after a long-running corruption investigation. No confirmation of specific charges yet, though, but an attorney for Mayor LaToya Cantrell says an indictment was returned. The term-limited mayor who's scheduled to leave office in January has said she's been unfairly targeted. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A little mistake. Mostly cloudy, 90 degrees in the Circle City. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A Central Elementary student in Plainfield accidentally brought a gun to school this morning, but everyone is safe and there was no danger. This happened after a parent realized the gun was left in their child's backpack. School staff and Plainfield police found the gun and secured it from the student's locker without disrupting any classes. If you work outside this weekend, it's best to take breaks, drink water, and go inside to cool down, says Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
So we've had a good couple days of low to potentially mid-90s across the area this weekend into next week.
He says your hottest day will be either Saturday or Sunday with highs in the lower 90s. Heat indices will be between 100 to 105. High temperatures will continue until around Tuesday before another cool down starts. Indiana lost funding for a certain initiative. Johnette Cruz explains.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has pulled $117 million in federal funding for local solar projects in the state. The funds were part of the Solar for All program, which was approved last year with the goal of bringing affordable solar energy to lower-income households. Green energy advocates in the state say the cancellation is disappointing, especially for a program that aimed to help over 70,000 homes save on their electricity bills. The organization is now exploring other options, including legal action or private fundraising to keep these solar initiatives alive. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An event called Stand-Up Comedy that will be at the Strand Theater in Shelbyville will be happening Saturday night at 8. It will feature Dave Dugan and Dave the King Wilson. One of them says they have been friends and telling jokes for over 40 years.
Love working together, and we'll be telling jokes that are family-friendly. It's a show anybody can attend. We look forward to entertaining our friends at the Strand, helping that theater out.
You can visit the Strand Theater in Shelbyville's website to learn more information. News time, 3:04. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
With traffic at 305, what's happening, Matt Bair?
Eastbound 465 on the northeast side, crash after I-69, and it blocks the right lane. Stop and go traffic back to Keystone Avenue. That's a delay of 13 minutes. Northbound 65, stop and go traffic, Raymond Street into the south split because of construction. And now southbound 65, S70, a stalled vehicle at East Street, and this is backing up traffic to the north split. Traffic sponsored by Compassion International. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting for over a year to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tonight, mostly clear, muggy with lows only falling to 71. Sunny, hot, and humid for your Saturday, 93 with feels like temps near triple digits. And on Sunday, partly cloudy, hot, and humid, highs near 94. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Do you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Well, we're going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not a deal can be made. How do you know? Because that's what I do. I make deals.
I make deals. You ever read my book, The Art of the Deal? Donald Trump talking about the summit with Putin in Alaska. It's just those two guys. Zelensky, Ukraine, not invited. I think the whole point is to get the point of this meeting is to get all of them in a room together. So Donald Trump and Putin discussing things that need to happen, some things that need to stop happening, and then eventually they're going to bring Zelensky in at a later date. Trump wants it very quickly.
Yes.
He wants a second meeting very quickly. I'm like, just stay in Alaska then.
But it seems like he's ticked off even to be there.
Yeah, he's got other stuff to do, man. He just earlier this week federalized the police force in Washington, D.C.
Right.
I'm sure he's much more concerned with that. But he hates death. He hates the lives that are being lost in this multi-years war in Ukraine and Russia, with Ukraine and Russia. And I wholeheartedly believe that he can facilitate some sort of, I don't want to say treaty, but ceasefire or land swap. I've heard the term swapping land, and this is going to be interesting. It could be historical, or it could be, he said he's going to know, what would he say, within the first 2 minutes, whether or not it's going to work out. He could walk right back out.
All I know is that Trump said he was going to end this thing in one day, and that sticks in his crawl that it's still going on. Like, more so than the death and destruction, I think Donald Trump is ticked off because this is a campaign promise that he hasn't been able to live up to yet. And that's why all eyes are on this little get-together in Alaska. And is this tailgate worthy, Nige? Like, this meeting between Trump and Putin, is this something I need to get the wings in the smoker?
Look, it's going to be behind closed doors, the meeting. But I just, you see the footage of Trump getting off the plane. Word is, he said, it's effing cold in Alaska. Freezing freaking cold in Alaska. Don't know why we couldn't just go to Mar-a-Lago. But what was the question?
Never mind. Like, when I see the United States and Russia coming together for a big event, my mind immediately goes to Rocky IV. Like,
is that right?
This is like a total remake of Rocky IV. Instead of Rocky and Drago, it's Trump and Putin. And instead of Christmas in Moscow, it's August in Alaska. And in my mind, hit the music, Allison. Right now, Trump, who arrived earlier, he's out in the snow. He's lifting pieces of lumber. He's chopping wood. He's still going to McDonald's. He's still getting a Diet Coke and a couple Big Macs. Yeah. But he's training like Rocky. In his hotel room, there's a picture of Putin on the mirror, and he rips it off, throws it in the trash, and yells, Putin! At least that's what I hope is taking place. I could be wrong.
At least at one point, at that scene in Rocky IV, was there a giant industrial farmer's tire tractor strapped to his back, and he was dragging it through the snow.
Up a mountain. President Trump did speak on Air Force One ahead of this big sanctions meeting, if you want to call it, because that's what we think is going to happen. Trump is going to threaten sanctions and tariffs on Russia. He was asked about that on Air Force One.
Economically severe, yes, it will be very severe. I'm not doing this for my health, okay? I don't need it. I'd like to focus on our country, but I'm doing this to save a lot of lives. Yeah, very severe.
Trump sounds like me when I get dragged into a meeting. I don't have time for this. This is ridiculous. Why am I here?
I'm not doing this for my health, all right?
I've got more important things to do than get stuck into a meeting right now. I don't think everybody listening can relate to that. You're right, Nige. He'd rather be dealing with the Washington, D.C. thing.
Yeah.
He'd rather be dealing with,
the economy,
ICE and the economy. But instead, he's up at Anchorage walking a red carpet with Pootie Tang.
And the sanctions, by the way, you mentioned like, hey, look, if it doesn't work out the way we want it to, I'm going to sanction. They've already sanctioned the out of Russia, and it quite frankly hasn't worked because Russia is full of oil, they're full of coal,
they're full of something,
and he's got buyers. All right, so tariffs on we're gonna tariffs the other. It's the sanctions really haven't worked on Russia.
Okay, you're right, and I agree with you on that. But it seems like the new angle that Trump is playing here is talking to the rest of the countries around the world and playing let's make a deal with them, saying, okay, if you guys buy oil from Russia, we will tariff the bejesus out of you. I'll go full Oprah. You get a tariff, and you get a tariff, and you get a tariff. So maybe that's the angle here.
But look, I mean, honestly, Trump, since his inauguration, he's reached ceasefires or peace deals between, let's count them down, Israel and Iran.
Had a little ceasefire there.
For God's sake. Let's see. The United States and
Ansarallah.
I didn't even know we had a feud with Ansarallah.
I didn't know there was an Ansarallah. But you know what? Screw them.
India,
USA number one. Ansarallah zero.
India and Pakistan. Crazy.
Right.
That's a crazy deal.
That's a big one.
Republic of Congo and the Republic of Rwanda, Thailand, Egypt. Thailand and Cambodia, Egypt and Ethiopia, and there's a couple others worth mentioning there that I just. So I mean, look, man, if he could pull this off, if he could get Zelensky at the table. If they could do, there's going to be some swapping of the lands. We're going to have to do some swapping. I keep on hearing the word swapping. Did you hear the word swapping?
Babylon Bee's headline was, Trump negotiates Russian ceasefire by giving Putin California. I may be okay with that. I'm not going to lie. I may be okay with that. Ukrainians may feel differently, but I think I'm all right with that.
But Ukrainians, the passion and the support for the war with Russia is in the toilet in terms of polling numbers with the citizens of Ukraine. They want this done. They want this over. And that's the complete opposite of when they invaded several years ago, when Russia invaded. That's the complete opposite.
When Russia first invaded, it was the Ukrainians rallying around each other, nothing but complete victory. Now they just want it to be over.
I just want it to be, I don't want to be giving money away to these people anymore. I like making weapons and selling them to the EU, and then they can give them to Ukraine. But I don't want to just give money away anymore. I'm tired of giving money away.
I'm with you on that one. And Trump has given them money. Like, we always blame Biden for all this stuff, and Biden did give them a blank check, basically.
But Trump cut the deal for Europe to buy weapons from the United States, and then they're gonna give them to Ukraine.
Here now, joining us on the hotline to give his thoughts on what's going to happen in this big come to Jesus meeting with Vladimir Putin, ladies and gentlemen, calling in from Alaska, AI Donald Trump.
Hammer and Nigel. Congrats on 2,000 shows. Even if they all sucked, that's still a hell of a run. Remember, doing a horrible show for years can still make you wealthy. Hell, look at Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
Anyway, I'm here in Alaska to meet with Pootie. I told him no weird shirtless bear wrestling and focus on the job at hand. It's kind of unusual that I have to keep reminding him to not take his shirt off. Anyway, I saw your twerking videos yesterday. I have to admit, Allison really has some moves. Melania saw me watching Allison's dancing video over and over and started giving me a bunch of crap. At least I think she was. I can't understand her accent. Oh, before I go, did you know that Alaskan McDonald's have the McRib all year round?
Really?
Yeah. Now, it's made with bear meat, but nobody can tell the difference. Anyway, I got a war to end and some Diet Coke to drink. I Trump out.
Good luck, buddy.
That is AI Donald Trump calling in from Alaska ahead of the big meeting with Vladimir Putin.
You missed the twerking videos yesterday. You'll just have to go back and look.
Oh, they're posted on social media.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And my wife knows about it. Yeah. And so do her coworkers.
Stop embarrassing your wife. Matt Bair's got a look at the roads.
All right, fellas, looking at southbound 6570 downtown at East. That's a stall backing us up to the north split, and it's because of construction. Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic after South Keystone Avenue into the south split. It's a 9-minute delay because of construction. Northeast side, eastbound 465 after I-69, a stall blocking the right lane, jamming up traffic back to Keystone Avenue. That's a delay of 15 minutes. And inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic 106th Street to 465 and delayed 4 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, did you see Putin and Trump shaking hands out there on the tarmac in the Alaska airport? They looked like they were old pals that are getting ready to go out drinking.
But you know what were they saying, though? Because remember in A League of Their Own, when Tom Hanks' character Jimmy Dugan is announced to the crowd, he's going out there, he's smiling, he's tipping his hat, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying every negative thing.
I didn't get that feeling from that little handshake there.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want them to be like Ace and Gary. I kind of want them to just get down to brass tacks here. I don't want them to play grab ass. We'll see what happens here, but they have shaken hands, and now they're off to a meeting. It's 91. It's a hot one at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And coming up next, 1, we'll give you a reason to drink tonight.
Oh.
And 2, Hollywood is starting to realize something we've been talking about for a long time. That is coming up next.
Hilltop Hideaway, a premier Brown County log cabin on 5 wooded acres, has fall availability. August discounts too. HilltopHideawayLogCabin.com.
Give your home a transformation with incredible savings at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Hey, this is Spencer Thompson, and now through Monday, it's the Smith Brothers of Bern factory authorized sale. Save 50% off every sofa, sectional, recliner, and more. Made in Indiana, lifetime warranty, and you can save up to an additional 20% off your purchase. Enjoy free delivery, interest-free financing, and cash discounts. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
You've worked hard to save for retirement. Is your financial advisor working just as hard? Find out with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do you buy this thing about Paramount Studios in Hollywood and the new boss saying all upcoming movies will be apolitical films that appeal to middle America, with Top Gun 3 being a top priority? Is that something that you buy, Hammer?
Well, yeah, it's something we've been saying for years. Stop shoving woke bullcrap down our throat. Come out with I don't want to even say pro-America movie, just a non-political kick-ass movie, and we'll go back to the theaters again. And that's what Top Gun Maverick was. Now, it had a little pro-America
I was going to say,
it.
it was pro-America.
It had some pro-America to it, but man, the ideas right now are just, hey, let's remake Snow White, but make it woke. Let's remake this. Let's remake that. No, come up with something original or something that doesn't shove an agenda down our throat, and we'll go back to the theaters. We've been saying that forever. And like, Top Gun Maverick was released, 3 years ago now? Maybe 4?
Oh, yeah. 22, I think.
Okay, so 3 years ago, and it's still kind of the gold standard of we've got to get people back to the theaters to watch a movie like that. Well, no kidding. People hate woke. But luckily, here at Hammer and Nigel Pictures, we've got an idea. Okay, we're going to help Paramount out. If you're looking for a summer blockbuster and something that ties into the Top Gun franchise, because let's be honest, Tom Cruise is getting a little old now. We've got the perfect film.
Another 30 years has passed, and Pete Maverick Mitchell is 87 years old and still going Mach 2 with his hair on fire. Only now, it's on a rascal scooter. I feel the need for a nap. AARP Pictures presents Tom Cruise in Top Gun Medicare. Instead of flying through the clouds, he's yelling at them. Back in my day, gas was only $6 a gallon. Right into the incontinent zone. Don't you know he has zero bladder control?
Oh, come on.
Still writing checks his body can't cash, but mainly he's writing checks because he's old. Top Gun Medicare, presented by Werther's Originals.
Top Gun Medicare.
I'm in.
I am in. Nige, if you need a reason to drink tonight, happy 53rd birthday to actor Ben Affleck.
And director.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What movies come to mind when I say the name Ben Affleck?
Well, obviously Good Will Hunting. I loved The Town. I loved Argo, where I think he was he in that and directed it and won a movie an award for that. So those three probably off the top of my head.
Armageddon. Armageddon, Dazed and Confused when he was younger. Like, Dazed and Confused kind of put him on the map, I think.
An underrated Ben Affleck movie is called, oh my God, where he plays the drunk basketball coach.
I know what you're talking about.
And now I can't think of what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but I know what movie you're talking about.
And he comes back and he's like a real. It's a kind of a depressing movie. The Way Back is what that's what it's called. The Way Back. And so he was a basketball star in the mid '90s in the high school. Had a family tragedy, horrible drunk, and then he's asked to coach these bunch of misfits. And that's an underrated Ben Affleck movie.
Do you accept him as a Batman? Does he belong in the fraternity?
I haven't really
of
seen any
Batmen?
of those. I haven't seen any of those movies when he was Batman.
Michael Keaton, and you move on from there.
I can't. I just haven't seen. And maybe I've seen like bits and pieces of one, but I don't know. I can't answer.
And if you
that.
like the lowbrow humor, the Kevin Smith movies, right? The Mallrats, the Chasing Amy's, the Jay and Silent Bob's. He's always been a part of the Kevin Smith
How old is he?
films. 53.
Okay.
53. Great moments in Ben Affleck history. He went on HBO's talk show. At the time, it was hosted by Bill Simmons, a fellow Boston host, a fellow masshole, if you will, because that's what Ben Affleck is. And he was talking about Tom Brady and the Deflategate scandal that happened against the Colts in that championship AFC game. And I believe Tom Brady, Ben Affleck, may have been overserved.
Deflategate is the ultimate bullshit outrage of sports ever. It's so fucking stupid that I can't believe. You realize they gave him a suspension for a quarter of the regular season. I would never give the organization as leak-prone as the NFL my cell phone so you could just look through my emails and listen to my voicemail.
Especially the NFL, the league that leaks everything.
That's right. Maybe Tom Brady's so classy and such a gentleman that he doesn't want people to know that he may have reflected on his real opinion of some of his coworkers.
Sounds like you getting driven home from Rob Kendall at our bowling event.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
The Deflategate.
I know what a drunk sounds like when I hear it. And that guy got loaded before that podcast appearance.
Great moments in Ben Affleck history. So if you watched the bonus features of the movie Armageddon, like if you had the DVD back in the day, remember they always had the commentary feature?
Sure, yeah. like the actors would watch the movie and then comment over it.
Right. What was great about Armageddon is Ben Affleck would just crap on the movie the entire way.
Really?
Here he is talking about why they needed oil drillers to learn how to be astronauts, and Michael Bay getting frustrated with him, the director.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers, and he told me to shut the fuck up. So that was the end of that talk. He was like, Ben, just shut up, okay? This is a real plan, all right? I was like, you mean it's a real plan at NASA to train oil drillers? He was like, just shut your mouth.
I could
that's
watch
hilarious.
the entire movie of Ben Affleck just crapping on it the whole time.
I've never heard that before. That's hilarious. Also, Dogma and Boiler Room, two other great Ben Affleck movies.
Solid. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
When it comes to retirement, it's not just what you've saved, it's what you keep that matters. Howard Bailey Financial invites you to join our free educational event featuring nationally recognized IRA expert and CPA Ed Slott, where he will focus on strategies to help reduce unnecessary taxes, avoid common mistakes, and plan smarter for the years ahead. This event is ideal for anyone in or nearing retirement who wants to make the most of what they've saved. Reserve your spot at the Forum in Fishers on Thursday, September 11th by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It has begun. Skies are partly cloudy, 90 degrees on Monument Circle. Heat indices in the triple digits this weekend. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:32. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are in Alaska today to talk about ending the war in Ukraine. Trump has been hinting at land swaps between Russia and Ukraine. They are scheduled to talk for hours, but Trump says the meeting will end pretty fast if Putin is not serious about a ceasefire in Ukraine. The man found guilty of killing 4 Idaho college students is now complaining about how he's being treated in prison. Here's Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
Brian Koberger says he's being taunted by his fellow inmates at the Idaho Maximum Security Institution outside Boise. Koberger is serving 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus another 10 years. He's reportedly complaining to guards that he can't sleep due to verbal harassment he's getting from other inmates on J Block, the housing unit for high-risk prisoners. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The statewide average for gas in Indiana today is $3.26, says Gas Buddy. That's up 11 cents from the national average. Indianapolis Animal Care Services is moving forward with a new director and construction on a new facility. Jarrett Lewis reports.
The 50,000 square foot facility is doubling the space that IACS is currently working with, a huge relief for new director Amanda Dehoney-Hinkle, especially since the shelter has dealt with serious overcrowding.
For us to be able to reach our common goal between volunteer staff and myself, and that is, again, just making this the best shelter that we can and providing the best care that we can for the animals while they're in our shelter.
Dehoney-Hinkle spoke to Wish TV while at the site of the future facility. She has spent the last few weeks getting familiar in her new role by meeting with volunteers and identifying challenges they face. IACS also recently hired a new volunteer coordinator after the position was left unfilled for months. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And it is now news time, 3:34. You've got traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute here on WIBC.com.
Whether you're dropping them off for the first day of school or they're driving themselves for the first time, we know you have enough on your mind. That's why Hubler's got you and your family covered for 100,000 miles. And we want you to spend less on back to school. That's why you can shop over 2,000 vehicles and buy with zero down. Zero down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring us your old car for an immediate appraisal. Head back to school in a Hubler Q-certified vehicle with a free Carfax history report and a 128-point vehicle inspection. Hubler's got you covered. For 100,000 miles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Zero down delivers at Hubler. 'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
Select models approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Cover me!
Traffic at 335. Here's Matt Bair.
Eastbound 465 after I-69 on the northeast side. That is a stall blocking the right lane and causing stop-and-go traffic back to Keystone Avenue. It's a 23-minute delay. Inbound 69 stop-and-go from 106th Street to 465. Downtown southbound 65, 70 a breakdown at East, and that backs us up almost to the north split. Northbound 65 south side stop-and-go traffic before Raymond Street into the south split. That is because of construction. Eastbound 70 now slow to the south split from Harding, and inbound 69 stop and go from 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust local, trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tonight, mostly clear, muggy with lows only falling to 71. Sunny, hot, and humid for your Saturday, 93 with feels like temps near triple digits. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC newsroom joins us. He's also one part of the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Ryan, you've been doing excellent coverage on this Fountain Square homeless tent community. Now, let's get up to date here. They were given a deadline to take the tents down and move out. I believe August 11th was the deadline. They had to be out by midnight that night. Where are we at now?
Was is the operative word, Hammer. Thanks for having me on. So the city dropped individual notices to the very few homeowners that live up and down Buchanan in that area, telling them that unbeknownst to them, they've extended the deadline to a future date that hasn't been announced. So you have a deadline that has come and gone, and 11 tents were there as of, Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. Now it's grown to 17. So those people...
Oh, it grew.
It grew. So those people that have moved out are moved back in, and more are coming.
That seems wild.
I mean, I thought we were, the idea was put these people somewhere else, make the tent population dwindle, and the neighbors that live in actual houses there would be more content.
Yeah, it's an open air drug market. It's a haven for violence, sex in public. I spoke to a homeowner. Her name is Chelsea. She doesn't mind dropping her name on the air. She gave me permission to do so. And she lives at the end of Buchanan at 925 Buchanan. She said she has caught people having sex on a Ring Bell camera in the backyard. They're stealing her water, and she has been kind enough with her mother and her sister and her to buy tents from these people from Amazon and have them delivered to the homeless encampment in an effort to try to make friends and so they won't steal from her. But she said that relationship isn't reciprocal.
Yeah.
They end up stealing from her and stabbing her in the back.
And that's another thing that I've heard from your reporting. It's not that these people in Fountain Square, the homeowners, are heartless. They just don't want their trash cans tipped over. They don't want things stolen off their property. It's,
They don't want crimes being committed in their backyard.
Right.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest stories in Indianapolis this year, because if you look at the home valuations in that area, some homes go for $1 million, guys. Her home praises for more than $250,000. She bought it in 2014 for like $30,000.
Wow.
She's made quite a bit of equity, but those people can't sell their homes. There's no way out. Next to her, back to back to back, for sale signs. Nobody could sell their home in that area.
So, Ryan, what do you say to people, and I've seen this on social media, I'm sure you have as well, oh, you're just sensationalizing what's happening over there. I've walked by Fountain Square. I haven't seen drug use or public sex or theft or anything like that.
I would say you're not looking hard enough. Here is the thing, guys. The city leaders want to soften the blow that these people will reach the bottom later and that the blow will be softened by somehow being coerced out of a life of drugs and crime. It's not going to happen. I was homeless in Washington, D.C. Actually, I've been homeless in California and in Washington, D.C. It's not fun. It's no way of life, but you cannot expect, and certainly you can't have the government save you from a downfall. if you find help, you have to really sincerely want help. And I found help, and I'm glad I did.
See, that's the thing. I mentioned this to Hammer many times. Taking somebody out of a tent and putting them in some sort of home or some sort of apartment, that is not the answer, because you are not dealing with the mental aspect of this. And you can't just make somebody go get mental help. You used to be able to in parts of this country. I've heard Dr. Drew talk about this before. It's simply putting somebody in a shelter that doesn't work because you're not addressing the mental aspects of why you would want to sleep on the sidewalk every night.
You know, we keep expanding budgets for homelessness and drug use. You cannot throw money at this problem. I have long believed, it is my personal hard-won experience as a recovering addict on a day-to-day basis, this is a spiritual crisis we're dealing with. It demands a spiritual answer. Money won't fix it. These people, some of them are so far gone that it would shock you. It would shock you to the core how far gone some of these people are.
Ryan, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, and you've been very open and honest about your struggles with addiction. I love the podcast you do with Matt, supporting sobriety. You mentioned you've been homeless before. Take me through what's that like. Were you in one of these tent cities, or was it something different? What's going on? Take me through like a day in the life.
Yeah, so I wasn't lucky enough to couch surf. I was genuinely homeless, and my first bit of homelessness that I really struggled with was in Washington, D.C. I could remember vividly waking up on a December morning on a sidewalk, sleeping on a sewer grate because the heat would rise from the ground, you know, from the tunnels and the subways running, and that was the only way to stay cold. I remember people stepping around me, looking at me awkwardly. I know the feeling that people get in Indianapolis when those people look at them like they're crazy. They're not crazy. They just need help, but the government doesn't have that help. They can't possibly provide that help, and until you've been in a situation where you really want help and you'll do anything to find that help, I just can't tell you. I mean, I was a drug user, and honestly, Jason, I was there because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to live in a ruleless, lawless society where I could use drugs with no consequences.
There are facilities. There are people. I'll give you a perfect example today. That's something that I saw that almost made me choke up. I got off 65 on Meridian, going 65 south, getting off Meridian, and for the past couple of weeks, there's been a woman sitting there, sometimes a woman and a man sitting there with a cardboard thing. I can't even tell what it says. They're actually sitting on the gravel on the side of this road. And every time I think to myself, I'm like, there's nothing I can do for this person. I don't carry cash. What can I do? Today, I'm sitting there at the stoplight, and I'm thinking the same thing to myself. This poor woman, who knows what she's been through, whether it be choices of her own, whether she's an addict. Two people walk across the street. One has a Horizon House shirt on, a tall black gentleman and a woman wearing overalls, and they're carrying these giant black sacks of supplies, and they sit down with this woman and they say, here's water, here's grapes, here's food, here's socks, here's some clothing, here's some Narcan. I can hear it because my window's open. I'm sitting right next to this, and I'm almost starting to get choked up just watching the humanity going on there of these people from, assuming they're from the Horizon House, because the guy's shirt said it. I don't know for sure, but just sitting there and watching them take care of this woman choked me up. It just got me to thinking maybe there is something I can do.
Yeah, here's the thing. I used to have a scam where I used to run in my head, well, if I get a quarter from him, a quarter from him, a quarter from him, by the end of the day, I'll have enough for a hotel room and some meth. And that's how I thought. And unfortunately, I don't want to stigmatize people any further because Matt and I work to kind of alleviate the stigma from people. But you have to think that these people don't want help if they're not seeking it themselves. If they really want to find help, there's help available.
That's what I was going to ask. How many of these people that are out there want help? I know a lot of people like us feel like maybe we can help these people. Do they even want our help? Or do they just want our money for drugs?
All right, so desire is not a measurable commodity. People have to remember that. You cannot measure somebody's desire, but you can point them in the right direction. And I think, I pull up next to some people standing with signs at street corners in Indy, and I tell them, an NA meeting starts in 10 minutes or an hour, I give them an address or a phone number, I tell them I'm going to pray for them. Sometimes that's all we can do, because when the pain gets great enough, when the pain of remaining the same is greater than changing, then people tend to change.
Go back to that example you give, because I see this a lot when I drive on the west side. There's always somebody standing at an intersection before the highway with a sign, please help, anything. I don't even know if those people are really homeless. I feel like I'm being scammed.
Yeah, I think you are. I mean, if you think you are, then you are. You're of sound mind and body. You are aware of your surroundings. These people run in circles. They coordinate their efforts. They share their money. They tend to live in the same tent. They tend to use the same drugs.
These are the people that I don't see them living in a tent. I see them standing out on a corner wearing Jordans.
Yeah, and it's very possible that they could have a stash of cash. I remember helping a guy in Frederick, Maryland, where I came here from, and this guy pulled out, I asked him for change to see if he was gaming me, and he pulled out a stack of cash. It's like, damn it, I knew it. But we really have to stop treating this problem with kid gloves, stop electing people that promise the world. These people that are doing this don't really care about solving the problem. They want to perpetuate it by spending more of your money.
All right, you mentioned kid gloves. Should there be laws on the books that we can take these people physically off the street and make them get help?
I know President Trump is doing it in D.C.
Yeah, but asylums have such a negative connotation. Central State had such a reputation. The analogy I always use is like a doctor's, you got to treat like dementia patients, right?
Yeah.
That's the law. That's your duty. But you can't make somebody you can't arrest somebody and incarcerate them and make them get help.
Yeah, I want to be very clear about this. This is not a government solution. I am for shelters. I am for recovery houses. I believe in recovery wholeheartedly. I don't believe the government should be involved in it. I don't think your money should be spent on helping people like this. Believe me, trust it. I am proof. I am proof. If you want help, you will get help. And I did anything to seek help because I did anything to get the drugs. So do I think help should be available? Of course I do.
You just don't think it should be.
Do I think it should be taxpayer funded?
Yeah.
I don't, because it's not your fault that that guy over there is doing dope. It's not. And you shouldn't be on the hook for it. Neither should you.
Where can we get more on this story, Ryan? Your coverage has been fantastic.
Thank you. You could follow me on TikTok. I become very, very aggressive with my reporting on TikTok. It allows me to do long form stuff. So follow Sure to Cover on TikTok. You could follow me on X at Sure to Cover, and of course, you could go to my Instagram page. We're doing more social media in the newsroom. I'm grateful for Johnette Cruz. Has been grateful. Has been great with that. Yeah. So we are aggressively pursuing these stories in the community and bringing them right to you.
Sure to Cover on TikTok and Instagram, X, all that kind of stuff. Ryan Hedrick, God bless you, my friend. Thank you so much, and great job.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Peace of mind in your investment portfolio. Is it possible? Yes, it is. It is very much. And Trajan Wealth will show you how to achieve that peace of mind with their upcoming must-see movie event. It's called Retirement on the Brink, and it's September 25th at Flick's Brewhouse in Carmel. Go to retirementonthebrink.com to reserve your VIP seat or call 1-800-670-0366. That's 800-670-0366. This eye-opening documentary is for everyone nearing retirement or just starting out in their investment career. It's a roadmap for investing, a way to secure that peace of mind, knowing you've done everything you can to secure your post-work future. Reserve your VIP seat today at 800-670-0366 or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement, DBA in most states at Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Alison Krauss and Union Station, featuring Jerry Douglas. Arcadia 2025 Tour, August 21st, Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park. With special guest, Willie Watson. Reserve seat pavilion and general admission lawn on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Jack Daniels Concert Series. Don't miss Alison Krauss and Union Station featuring Jerry Douglas live.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tamara and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
Join the Home and Garden Show live this Saturday for Egg Fest at Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 71st and Keystone. Sample food from Egghead grilling teams, sip craft beers, enjoy live music, and deep discounts on Big Green Egg products. This Saturday, 9 to 1.
Matt Bair, the sun is shining. It's a little warm outside. I don't see anybody working on Monument Circle at all. Maybe they're waiting for even more sunny skies. I don't know. But how are the roads around Indy right now? People working on those? Are we doing okay?
We're doing okay, Hammer. Inbound 69, 7-minute delay, 106 down to 82nd Street. Inbound 65, stop and go from 29th to Meridian Penn. Downtown stall, southbound 65, 70 at East Street, and that has us backed up to the north split. Northbound 65, stop and go Raymond Street into the south split because of construction. Crash west side, West 10th at King. Crash east side, Washington at Rural. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, employee-owned B-Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust local. Trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
91 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And Nige, I get it's a little warm.
Okay.
Heat indices, I believe I'm saying that right.
Probably not.
Upwards of around 100.
Ooh.
But man, there's not a single person working on the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. And we always check when we come in the afternoon.
I know.
Now, this morning we had action. We had somebody that was in a white pickup truck.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Right.
And then there was another guy supervising that. I didn't see anybody pick up any bricks. I didn't see anybody with any power tools
No
or anything like that.
sledgehammers or anything.
No hard hats. I did see somebody move a vehicle about 5 feet and somebody supervising that.
Well, look, man, I think the concrete steps are coming along swimmingly because it was all that yellow material up and down from the base of the monument to the street. And now I am seeing more concrete and steps. Again, the northern half of this monument looks stellar, pristine. But I just haven't seen, you and I look down there every day and there's like maybe a guy under a tent.
Somebody coming out of the can.
I haven't seen one sledgehammer swung.
Nope, not a hard hat to be found.
It's coming along. But
well, it should be. It's been 3 years. Like government-funded hotels going to be done here soon, and they started that well after the repairs to the monument. But I always see massive crews over there, like Boss Hogsets making sure it's all hands on deck for government-funded hotel.
I love the pickup truck that has the apparatus on the back that has a trash bin. Like it's like a miniature garbage truck. But it's been parked there for 3 days and the lights are flashing. It's got little like blinking lights.
Right.
And there's really no trash in the. Is there trash in the truck?
Well, if it is, I'm pretty confident it's been dumped because it's been in the dump position for about 72 hours now. Like, I don't know if anybody needs to go turn the vehicle off. And if you think we're lying, come down here on Monument Circle right now and look.
We're probably pissing somebody off right now by talking about this.
Good.
The way we are.
Finish the monument. It's been 3 years.
I would like to hear a reasonable explanation as to what's going on and why we never see anybody down there.
And why is it taking this long? You are going to have a all-new hotel built from scratch, completed before the updates on the monument. Get your head out of your backside. Come on, Boss Hog Set. Put the bottle down, allegedly, and finish what's going on the monument. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an awesome job on my garage floor coating that I had them back to do the concrete floor in my utility room in my basement where the furnace is, which is always kind of like the creepy part of the basement, and I actually want to go in there now and do projects and work, and it looks fantastic. My garage floor coating, boy, did they work a miracle with that. And garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor, outdoor area concrete, there's only one choice: Galaxy Concrete Coatings. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to JoynerHomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit JoynerHomes.com.
So with all the choices of where you could buy your furniture and mattresses, here's why you should purchase your new Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers or Flex Steel Furniture, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy or Stearns and Foster mattresses, or Berlin Gardens and Pollywood outdoor furniture from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Unmatched customer service during and after the sale. Have a service issue, they're just one call away. They deliver and set up for free if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. Saves you hundreds. Family owned, worth the very short drive. ThompsonFurniture.net.
Summer is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
Hi, this is Zach from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Summer is the perfect time to schedule fall pruning. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. 317-903-0102 or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big Three this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big Three. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Yay, yay!
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
Join Sertoma Club of Greenwood for Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrew. Saturday, August 16th at Greenwood's Craig Park. Tickets and more at whamfest.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, a student who accidentally brought a gun to school today, how the weather will roll out across the state this weekend, and why firefighters have been treating several people for drug overdoses. Those stories coming up next right after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it is now 4 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. The summit begins. I'm Lisa Brady. President Trump greeting Russia's President Putin with a handshake after both arrived in Alaska to talk about ending the war in Ukraine. Red carpet on the tarmac leading to a stage with a giant Alaska 2025 for photos before they shared a ride to their meeting. Fox's Bair speaking with President Trump on the flight to Anchorage.
So if you were to paint a picture of what perfect looks like coming out of Alaska today, what does that look like in your mind?
Look, it's not for me to negotiate a deal for Ukraine, but I can certainly set the table to negotiate the deal. And our next meeting will have President Zelensky and President Putin and probably me.
That interview airs tonight, 6 Eastern on Fox News Channel. President Trump has said he hopes today's meeting would lead to a second meeting quickly if it goes well. President Zelensky calling out Putin earlier today for continued killing on the day of the summit. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just confirming more than 180 arrests in D.C. as part of the ongoing federal crime crackdown. 75 of those immigration enforcement arrests, along with suspects facing drug and gun charges. This as the D.C. Attorney General sues the administration after Bondi named the head of the DEA as interim police commissioner, temporarily replacing Police Chief Pamela Smith.
Who said the following in a court document: if effectuated, the Bondi order would upend the command structure of MPD, endangering the safety of the public and law enforcement officers alike. In my nearly 3 decades in law enforcement, I have never seen a single government action that would cause a greater threat to law and order than this dangerous directive.
Fox's David Spunt. The White House says failed leadership has led to a crisis in the nation's capital. The Dow hits new highs, but at the bell, up just 34 points, back under 45K. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A scary moment at Central Elementary in Plainfield today. It's partly cloudy and 90 degrees, low tonight 73. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A student accidentally brought a gun to school after their parent realized it was in the child's backpack. Plainfield police and school staff were told about this, and they quickly found and secured the gun from the student's locker. The school says there was never any threat and no one was in danger. So with that being said, everyone is safe. Heat is the main factor throughout the weekend in Indiana, but what about anything else? While the forecast for the Indianapolis area will be mostly dry on Saturday and Sunday, there is a very small chance for some rain. Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis has your best chance of rain this weekend.
Current data is showing potentially some rain creeping into our area in the Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon time frame.
He says if any rain or storms do develop, it could knock temperatures down by a bit. You've got highs in the lower 90s before a cool down begins early to mid next week. 90-degree temps on Saturday and Sunday. Several people experienced medical emergencies yesterday in downtown Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick has the details in reaction.
Several months after a downtown overdose incident happened where 6 people had to be taken to the hospital in March, 3 more people overdosed on Thursday night, say Indianapolis firefighters. This man says the problem is getting worse.
From coke all the way to acid. People have been using whatever.
And this man just got out of treatment. He's been struggling with meth.
I relapsed 4 times after being sober for a year and 11 days.
Reporting from downtown Indianapolis, Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the new director of Indianapolis Animal Care Services named Amanda is hitting the ground running in her first few weeks on the job, trying to make it the best shelter for both the staff members and animals.
Have met with volunteers. It was a fantastic meeting, and I look forward to having more of those, to kind of hearing what their challenges are and working on building that relationship back again with staff and volunteers alike.
Amanda talking to Wish TV at the site of the new facility currently under construction, that her experience in animal care services makes her built for the role. She started her career with IACS before spending the last 9 years as superintendent of Greenfield Hancock Animal Management. Traffic and weather coming in 1 minute. It's 4:04.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, We strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
With traffic at 405, Matt Bair.
Southbound 6570, stop traffic from the North Split down to Reese Street. That's because of an earlier stall. That's still a construction zone. And we do have stop-and-go traffic for a 6-minute delay. Inbound 65 slow from 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow from Harding into the South Split. Inbound 69 stop-and-go before 106th Street down to 96. And then on the east side, southbound 465 slow from 70 down to 74. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Honda of Fishers is now Great Lakes Honda of Fishers under new ownership. Visit them just off State Road 37 for special grand opening prices during their summer sales event. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Moving into our Friday night, we are going to see partly cloudy skies and a low temperature drop to 72 degrees under winds, which are going to be light and variable in direction. So kind of a muggy feel out there. However, it gets even more hot and humid as you move towards Saturday afternoon. After the morning hours around 72, we get to about 92 in the afternoon under partly cloudy skies and winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10. The evening hours remain partly cloudy and on the warm side. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Sudas 493 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Alice and I are arguing about Taylor Swift.
Uh-oh.
We'll get to that in the next.
She's a Swiftie. She's an apologist.
We'll get to that in a minute. Right now, AG Pam Bondi, the Attorney General.
Pam Batty?
Yeah, exactly. What happened with her and the police chief of D.C.?
So they have a little disagreement, right? The police chief wants to do things that the Trump administration feels differently about. Like the D.C. Police Department, like, for instance, the Cincinnati Police Department, as we've recently found out, they're all about DEI. They're all about bull crap. The Trump administration wants results, straight cash homie, to quote Randy Moss, when it comes to fixing crime. And because D.C. is in such a different situation than other cities in America, the Constitution allows the president to take control of Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. The Attorney General has now granted full powers to the DEA Administrator, Terry Cole, over the Metro Police Department in Washington, D.C. Long story short, the police department wanted to play politics, wanted to be woke, and Pam Bondi basically took a lighter out and lit a fart. Which I think I would watch if she decided to do that. I'm not going to lie. Here's a little update from your Attorney General, Pam Bondi, about what's been going on in Washington, D.C. the last couple of days since the federal takeover.
And we have been out there for the last few nights with all of our federal agencies. They have been working so hard, working together. We've made 156 arrests, 27 firearms have been seized, child pornographic material has been seized, over 200 fentanyl pills taken off the street, a homicide suspect with a firearm, and we are going to protect D.C. and make it safe again. But you know, I think the most impactful thing that's happened, despite what we've seen with these crazy protesters out there, citizens are coming out of their homes and they're going up to these law enforcement officers and they're thanking them.
That's Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. I like those results. I like what they're hearing. I like the fact that they've got the fentanyl off the street. That's such a big deal, man. And I know we've talked about it in the past, Nige, but it's such a killer of our young people in this country. Like Eric Bolling, he was a longtime Fox News reporter. I think he works at News Nation now, either Newsmax or News Nation. His son was just a regular kid, baseball player, teenager, and made the mistake of smoking a J with his buddies.
Yeah.
That happened to be laced with fentanyl, and it cost him his life. Like, this is the kind of stuff. I don't care if it's one pill or 350 pills. Get it off the street.
And it wasn't. Here's the thing. When you hear that and you talk about fentanyl, it's not. It's an accidental overdose, okay? Or maybe it's a murder because they don't know that stuff is laced with fentanyl.
Right.
They think they're going to take a Xanax and chill out for a while, but little do they know that it's been laced with fentanyl, and that's a totally different scenario.
Right. And hearing Pam Bondi right there talk about the child porn that they've been able to take off the streets. Yeah. Boy, you talk about a weird society, the people that get involved in that stuff. I mean, this is why we're so upset about the Epstein situation and the lack of arrests and transparency, because it's so disgusting. We want all of that stuff gone. So good on the feds. And Trump has now put the Democrats in a position to protest and complain that fentanyl and child porn is being taken off the streets.
Oh, they hate that Washington, D.C. has been federalized. They hate it. They hate. Wait. You're trying to protect our citizens on a federal level? How dare you?
And it's politicians and, say it with me, suburban white women that are the most offended. When you look at the polling numbers,
because the suburban white women don't have to worry about that.
Right. The polling numbers show folks in the inner city, even in D.C., are in favor of making their neighborhoods safer. And the highest percentage, black women. They want their families safe from all this crap. So this brings us to our friends at CNN.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
It's a laugh track for...
The laugh track makes me laugh every time. So CNN's data statistic poll guy, Harry Enton, he's presenting the latest CNN poll. Now, that's important. This isn't Fox. This isn't Breitbart. The latest CNN poll that shows Americans overwhelmingly prefer Donald Trump's approach to crime over Joe Biden's.
I think this sort of gives the game away here, because Donald Trump is like Air Jordan towering over Joe Biden when it comes to their handling of crime. Look, in 2024, look at where Biden's net approval was on crime. Way underwater there at minus 26 points. It was one of Biden's worst issues. Granted, pretty much every issue is one of Biden's worst issues. And again, look at where Donald Trump is. Way, way, way above Joe Biden. What is that? That's 27 points. So Americans vastly prefer Donald Trump's approach to crime than they did to Joe Biden's. And again, I think it gets back to the point that Americans are far more hawkish on crime than a lot of Democrats want to admit.
Crime has been a problem for the Democrats. Now, the talking heads of the party will say one thing, but the folks in the inner city, even folks that aren't Republicans, right? Folks that aren't going to be caught dead wearing a MAGA hat, they want the same things as we do. They want a safe neighborhood. They want their kids to grow up in a safe neighborhood without being shot or ODing on something.
Yeah, but their excuse is, well, crime's down. Crime has been down over the past few years. Down from what? What have we been talking about on this show? Every time somebody says that.
So if you're 300 pounds and you lose, 100 pounds, you're still fat. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to walk around looking like, Bradley Cooper in The Hangover. That's not how this works.
Expecting that analogy.
You're still fat.
Yeah.
You're not as fat, but it's still a problem. Let's be honest. the reason we played that CNN clip for you is that you probably didn't hear it because nobody watches CNN. Those dirt bags are in third place. Honestly, the only reason to watch CNN is whenever you see Scott Jennings on. And if he's got a panel, understand he's going into the lion's den. CNN has now made it so it's like 6 people on a panel against Scott Jennings, including the host, Abby Phillips, who just lets people go off on him on her show.
Yeah.
This happened a couple nights ago. This was beautiful. There was some political analyst that nobody's ever heard of that was taking cheap shots at Scott Jennings, and he wasn't having it.
I guess I'm old enough, Scott, to remember when you were appalled, as the rest of us were, on January 6th, when he wouldn't.
Because January 6th happened, should we not enforce the law today?
Excuse me.
Do you want murders today?
Let me finish, Scott. I know
January 6th equals no enforcement of murders. This is a silly argument.
No, let me finish before you make a point about a silly argument.
It'll be silly, but go ahead.
No, what's silly is you sitting down with Mitch McConnell over Chick-fil-A and lamenting how Donald Trump was putting all of you, including Mitch McConnell, in harm's way. But I guess now you're so...
I wasn't in harm's way. I was in Louisville.
No, your then boss, your friend Mitch McConnell certainly was. But, now...
January 6th was a bad day.
Can I finish?
Murders are also bad.
Can I finish?
I want murder solved.
Can I finish?
Just let her finish.
Scott's going to...
Well, if she wants to come out here and take pot shots at me, I'm not going to allow it. It's a stupid argument. I'm not going to allow it.
Scott, just let her finish. I don't even know that we've even heard the argument yet.
No, we heard it. We heard everything.
She doesn't have an argument.
I'm thirsty for that Senate seat, but let me finish. What I'm going to say...
You allow this every night.
Just give me 1 second here.
But here's what I'm going to say.
What are you thirsty for? Some kind of relevance out here?
No, actually, Scott.
I mean, I don't know what you do for a living.
Wow.
Are you thirsty for relevance? I don't even know what you do for a living.
Wow. Again, Scott Jennings, like the only legitimate Republican on CNN who has worked under the Bush administration and Mitch McConnell, and he is unafraid to take on that panel.
Right.
At all.
Now, on MSNBC, when they claim they're going to bring on a Republican, they bring on like Kinzinger or Liz Cheney. Like, that's not really a Republican. CNN, to their credit, they got Scott Jennings against the world, and he owns these people, and it's beautiful. Hey, before we hit a break here, it's usually this point every Friday where producer Allison puts together a little montage. The best, the most interesting sound bites of the week from the Hammer and Nigel show.
Okay.
And this week is no different. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the week in review from producer Allison. The arrest of the Wawa Stroker.
And boy, you would have thought I asked him if he was a member of the Taliban.
Hey, Ryan, I heard that guy talking about pee to you. Great job.
I didn't say anything wrong. Just cremate me. Don't cut off parts of my dead skin.
If you're somebody that likes potatoes and you order potato wedges, your counter argument is that's too much potato.
I can't stop watching Anderson Cooper. Keep your panties on your person and don't take your bras off.
Right. Wow. We need that groin to get better.
We need the groin to grow.
Yes.
The groin to heal. You got a taint injury there.
Well, it's not quite the taint. It's tailbone. It's substantially different than the taint.
Starts with the taint.
Do not make that young lady twerk. Do not make that young lady twerk.
There it is, the week in review from producer Allison. Rick Snyder, FOP president, giving us a lecture at the end.
Sure, he appreciated that.
Do not make that young lady twerk. Matt Bair, what's going on?
6-minute delay on inbound 69 106th Street, 282nd. Westbound 70 slow into the north split, then southbound 65 70 delayed 5 minutes because of construction. North split down to the south split. Northbound 65 a grind after Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's a construction slowdown. Eastbound 70 slow from Harding Street into the south split. North side, westbound 465 slow from Meridian to Michigan, and the eastbound lanes also tight from 865 past Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored By Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Honda of Fishers is now Great Lakes Honda of Fishers under new ownership. Visit them just off State Road 37 for special grand opening prices during their summer sales event. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, cloudy skies, 92 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We got Is This Anything coming up next. But right now, we need 52 people. 52 to jump on the WIBC YouTube page and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. If you're ready to have the greatest weekend in the history of weekends, we're going to have a good time, we're going to get naked, we're going to touch each other, it's going to be awesome, we're going to win the lottery. If you're ready to feel like that, we need you to go to the WIBC YouTube page and give us a like. All right, the real reality is we got a bunch of 20-year-olds in our digital department, and they give us a bunch of crap if we don't have at least 100 likes. So if you've ever wanted to tell a young person, shut the hell up and leave me alone, go to the WIBC YouTube page and help a couple old dudes out like Nigel and I. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. We just need at least 52 more. Is This Anything next?
Whether you're dropping them off for the first day of school or they're driving themselves for the first time, we know you have enough on your mind. That's why Hubler's got you and your family covered for 100,000 miles. And we want you to spend less on back to school. That's why you can shop over 2,000 vehicles and buy with zero down. Zero down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring us your old car for an immediate appraisal. Head back to school in a Hubler Q-certified vehicle with a free Carfax history report and a 128-point vehicle inspection. Hubler's got you covered. For 100,000 miles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Zero down delivers at Hubler. 'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
Select models approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Cover me!
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is This
anything?
All right, let's rock and roll. Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana. Reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at indianaunclaimed.gov. Hammer.
Is this anything? A backseat passenger in an F-15D Eagle appears to have accidentally ejected from the aircraft while on the ground at the Barnes Air National Guard Base. This is in Massachusetts.
How embarrassing.
Here's part of the conversation between the pilot and air traffic control after the accidental ejection.
We had a pilot eject, shut down the runway.
Yeah, we are not going to use 20.
A-firm for a ground emergency.
Roger. Minimum 2 hours before anything can come back on the runway.
Pilot aircraft, we had a dumbass accidentally hit a button. He ejected, and we don't know where he's at. That's embarrassing. That's humiliating. Yeah, that's something. A backseat passenger in an F-15 accidentally ejected from the aircraft while on the ground. How do you do that? I don't know what the mechanics are. I've never been in a fighter jet. It seems pretty complex. I mean, ask Goose from Top Gun.
He was well trained and couldn't do it properly. Killed him.
He killed him. So is it that easy to eject out of an F-15 to where you accidentally, you're a guest back there and you're just kind of moving your hands around and looking around and, oh, what's this button do? That is...
Would you take a ride in an F-15? If somebody's listening right now and said, you know what, Nige, I'm going to take you in one of these bad boys, and we're going to spin, and we're going to fly, and we're going to do all the stuff.
I would love to.
Me too.
I would love to go up like in the Blue Angels or something like that. I might black out.
I'm not ejecting.
I might puke, but I can't imagine it's that easy to just eject out of some sort of jet. And the guy was like, yeah, we're going to need at least 2 hours here without anybody on the runway, and we're going to go get this guy.
At what point in the ejection process do you think, oh, crap, this is embarrassing? Like, is it in the first 5 seconds, or is it when you're parachuting down?
It's when you're parachuting down, and you know everything's going to be okay. And you know everything's going to be okay, and you know you hit the wrong button. Oh, I thought I was hitting the intercom button. Oh, that was the eject button? Oh, never mind.
My bad. I don't think my bad works in that situation. Is this anything? A man in the Los Angeles area was finally arrested this week after months of blaring a train horn from his house. Kept just playing the audio of a train horn.
I saw this. It was an actual train horn.
He says he was doing it because he was being threatened and the police weren't doing enough. Here is the man blaring the horn and his neighbors talking about what's going on.
He does this periodically, several times during the day. It only shuts off when the air runs out because it's blasted by air. Then he turns it back on. It has a range of 3.5 miles. It is an actual train horn.
I want justice to be served. I do sincerely apologize to my neighbors. I honestly, to God, I'm so sorry to discomfort you guys in your own homes. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, I hear what he's saying. He needs help, but what kind of help does he need?
3 cop cars showed up. They were here for about a half hour. And they all turned around, hopped in their cars, and drove away.
Boy, just think of those people in the tent cities. Fountain Square had train horns in their tents. That'd be a problem, wouldn't it? Yeah, this is something.
Imagine being the neighbor that has nothing to do with this. Like, you finally come home, you got a little bit of a headache, you're sitting down, you've got your dinner, you're having a conversation with your wife, then all of a sudden, just the worst.
And here's the thing, I'm reading this story. He's out now. They arrested this dude, but he's out now, and he says he has no plans to stop blasting the horn that's mounted high on his palm tree.
So that brings us to a round of name the famous horn, Nige, okay? I'm going to play a famous horn. You tell me what it's from, okay?
Okay.
Number 1. Name that horn.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. The Caddyshack
I can't
horn.
believe I even hesitated on that. Wow.
Okay, you're 1 for 1.
Okay.
Number 2, name this horn. Whose horn is that? Come on now. We've had this guy on the show.
General Lee?
Yes! John Schneider, friend of the show, the General Lee.
Maybe if I would have heard like some other context, like some, You
shouldn't need any other context.
Well,
no,
I
unacceptable.
If he was jumping jumping over a hill or something and there was music in the background, I would have gotten it right away.
Well, yeah, if I would have said, this is from Dukes of Hazzard, you probably would have got it right, too.
Yeah.
But you should have known it anyway. I'm counting that as a loss. All right,
Nope,
number
I
3.
I win. Price is Right.
The fail horn from The Price is Right.
Price is Right.
And that's how you play Name That Horn.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It is happening. Partly cloudy and 90 degrees in downtown Indy. Lows tonight in the lower to mid-70s. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:31. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are meeting in Alaska today, right now, to talk about how to end the war in Ukraine. Trump is pretty confident he can get a good outcome, especially since he's been talking with Ukrainian and European leaders to get a sense of their concerns before the meeting. Trump and Putin are set to talk for hours, but the meeting could end fast if Putin is not serious about a Ukraine ceasefire, says Trump. If you work outside this weekend, it's best to take breaks, drink water, and go outside to cool down, says Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
So we've got a good couple days of low to potentially mid-90s across the area this weekend into next week.
He says your hottest day will be either Saturday or Sunday with highs in the lower 90s. Heat indices will be between 100 to 105. High temperatures will continue until around Tuesday before another cool down starts. The first hurricane of the Atlantic season this year has formed. The National Hurricane Center says Hurricane Aaron was upgraded from a tropical storm this morning. It's now going west toward the U.S., but it's expected to turn north, so there's no immediate threat right now. An organization in the city helps entrepreneurs and grow. Jonette Cruz reports.
Tracy Julian James is turning his passion for craftsmanship into a career. After years of hard work perfecting his skills as a leather goods designer, he's celebrating the grand opening of his own shop this weekend through an opportunity from Startup 317.
Startup 317 is a incubator program, essentially, that looks for small businesses to help them grow their business by giving them the opportunity to have a storefront in prime real estate.
The Sets building will now house Julian James bespoke leather goods, which will feature backpacks, wallets, custom pieces, and more. Jonette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And now for your WIBC Closing Bell report. At the closing bell, the Dow gained 34 points to 44,946. The S&P 500 lost 18 points to 6449. The NASDAQ dropped by 87 points to 21,622. Traffic and weather in 1 minute, it's 4:33.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every single time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top quality quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
You've got WIBC traffic with Matt Bair.
East side crash eastbound 70 between 465 and Post Road. That right lane is blocked, and we are backed up to the 465 ramps. Still on the east side. Southbound 465 stop and go traffic from I-70 down to 74. Southbound 65-70 jam. North split to the south split. It's a 6-minute delay. Inbound 65 slow 29th to Meridian Pad. Eastbound 70 stop and go Harding into the south split, delayed 3 minutes. Inbound 69 slows from 106th Street to 465. It's a 5-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Moving into our Friday night, we are going to see partly cloudy skies and a low temperature drop to 72 degrees under winds, which are going to be light and variable in direction. So kind of a muggy feel out there. However, it gets even more hot and humid as you move towards Saturday afternoon. After the morning hours around 72, we get to about 92 in the afternoon under partly cloudy skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis, 493 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Peace of mind in your investment portfolio. Is it possible? Yes, it is. It is very much. And Trajan Wealth will show you how to achieve that peace of mind with their upcoming must-see movie event. It's called Retirement on the Brink, and it's September 25th at Flick's Brewhouse in Carmel. Go to retirementonthebrink.com to reserve your VIP seat or call 1-800-670-0366. That's 800-670-0366. This eye-opening documentary is for everyone nearing retirement or just starting out in their investment career. It's a roadmap for investing, a way to secure that peace of mind, knowing you've done everything you can to secure your post-work future. Reserve your VIP seat today at 800-670-0366 or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement, DBA in most states at Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hey, listen to this. All it needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, hello. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
The very in shape Matt Bair is now on our YouTube camera. So, ladies, if you want something to think about later on, go to the YouTube camera right now and take a look at Matt Bair, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. How are you?
I'm fantastic. A beautiful day in Indianapolis, let me tell you.
Yesterday was our 2000th show, Matt. And again,
congrats, everybody.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I believe you've been there for damn near every single one. I mean, we all have vacation time. Some more than others, Nige.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have been our traffic guy from the very beginning, and I mean this when I say this. Nigel and I have been in the city as radio hosts from when we were 18 years old. Various different stations. I have never worked with a traffic personality as dynamic and as good as you are.
Well, thanks, man. It's certainly humbled. It's the craziest thing because I still do this at least once or twice a week. I mean, I come from a smaller town, and I wasn't like you guys, who were X103 and, doing ZPL or everything else, So I didn't have that experience. So for me to like in the morning, in the evening sometimes when people are trying to run into me in downtown, I think to myself, wow, this is really cool that you are in this city and you get to do radio with all these people. And I kid you not about that. It is really a special thing for me to be able to do. It makes me feel good.
Okay, now that the compliments are done.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we reached different milestones on our YouTube page. We said if we get to 200 likes, Nigel will twerk. If we get to 300, I'll do it.
That was
if
really
we get to
easy.
500, Allison will do whatever the hell Allison does. And it ended up being a mix of the Macarena and the robot. Nigel, I asked Matt Bair, if we get to 600, would you be willing to do something? He looked like he wanted to punch me in the mouth yesterday.
Our rush hour yesterday evening was absolute
Well, he's
bedlam.
working.
Yeah, it was just an absolute. I want to swear so much right now. It was a crap show, and we were just getting hit from all angles, man.
See, we have fun in this studio, but there's people outside of the studio that are actually working and grinding and care about their job.
I tell you what, 600 likes today, and I'll do something. I'll take my shirt off or I'll twerk or something. How about that? Yeah, I will.
600 likes and you'll take your shirt off?
Yeah.
Did everybody just hear that?
800 and I'll do the whole thing. There's no pride here.
Okay, so we're about 470 away.
All right, let's go.
Let's see what we can do. Colts game tomorrow. It's an odd kickoff time, Matt. Downtown, Colts preseason game against the Packers. If this were a regular season game, it would be a sea of Green Bay Packers fans. I don't know if that's going to be the case tomorrow, but it's a 1 o'clock, I believe, kickoff.
Yeah, it's going to be an early kickoff, and we have a lot of construction happening that could cause people problems. I'll hit them real quick like here. It's northbound 65 on the south side.
It's everywhere.
Awful construction zone right now from 465 to South Split that's going on until the end of next year. Northbound's going to be closed, okay, which puts a lot of people on US 31 Madison Avenue coming into downtown. Problem. Madison Avenue's under construction and down to one lane. So that could become a real compactor right there, that construction zone. So you're going to have problems coming up on Madison. That is a possibility. Then West Street, as you know, downtown, that huge north-south corridor is kicked down to one lane. And you have Capitol Avenue that has hospital construction up by 16, so we're going to have to get around that as well. So getting to Lucas Oil Stadium this weekend, if this is your first time downtown since last season, I'm telling you, leave an extra 20 minutes, okay? Just leave an extra 20 minutes. You have a better time. Even if you get here early, you'll be able to park and just hang out.
I feel like because I had a chance to go to the game tomorrow and have good seats, and my wife and I discussed it, and I said, and then, my daughter has softball or whatever, but like people that come downtown don't know what's going on.
Right. If you're not familiar with downtown.
I filled my wife in on what's going on downtown, especially on the south side of the city. Wow.
Well, it's bedlam right now, and I say this every damn year. It's the worst I've ever seen it, but it is the worst I've ever seen it right now.
Stop right there, because that was going to be what I wanted to ask you. I'm not trying to be over the top. I'm not trying to be Mr. Everything Sucks. You cover this stuff closer than anybody. Have you ever seen this much construction at once?
There was a pre-COVID phase that we gave ourselves now a run for the money, and that's when the North Split was being rebuilt. And that was a lot of, and then COVID hit, of course, and they couldn't find the supplies, and that took forever and ever. The thing going on right now with downtown is not only the massive amount of construction projects, whether it be state or private, is all these other projects coming to an end as well, like New York Street and Michigan Street. And here's something: if you're coming in from the east side to Lucas Oil Stadium, there's a section of those that used to be one way, they're now two way. So you got to be really careful that you're not driving into oncoming traffic here, okay? That's going to be a thing you have to do as well. So you have these other projects ending. You have these other projects trying to develop pedestrian trails like on Madison Avenue right now. And it's just coming together for this one massive, perfect storm of crap that we all have to deal with when getting around downtown. Not to mention, as you guys point out, the monument's not done, and you have the War Memorial that's still under construction. So there's not a lot here right now that feels like it's functioning at the moment. I mean, we do have some new cool things like the cultural trails been expanded and other things.
But no matter where you turn in downtown, you're going into construction or a closure.
Yeah, it's absolute bedlam. And with that, you get the residual. I mean, God bless everybody out there doing these projects in 90-degree heat. But coming in tonight, I'm behind a caravan. It's like a caravan of dump trucks. And I'm like, where are these guys going? Well, they could be going anywhere. It's downtown. I mean, there are
I know they're not going to the monument, Matt, because nobody ever works on the monument.
Wait. I got an update on the monument. Somebody corrected us. Some guy named Kevin Parsons says, hey, guys, hate to keep butting in with corrections, but the State of Indiana War Memorial Commission the State of Indiana War Memorial Commission controls the Monument Circle. City only controls the brick Circle Street. The construction contracts are state.
I don't care if it's General Zod that controls it. I want somebody down here working. Beautiful sunny days are going to waste. I don't care if it's Boss Hogshead in a hard hat or somebody in this commission. Can I get a body? And I just don't want somebody being a supervisor to a truck being backed up 5 feet. I want work being done. I don't think that's asking too much, Matt.
Yeah, and I don't either. And my angst comes from, you have these really cool spots downtown, like Monument Circle, like the War Memorial, like the Canal Walk, where they have sectioned off each direction where it's just like a suspension bridge. It's a construction bridge, and you walk over it, it's going dun, 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 dun. All these really special places in Indianapolis that give it its identity are just not fully accessible right now. Right, at one time. Yeah, it's not accessible right now, and it's frustrating because I love downtown Indianapolis so much. But
I do too.
Yeah.
People, get on me. How you criticize Indy so much? One, I live here, right? So I get the right to. I'm a taxpayer here. Number two, I know how awesome this city can be. And I'm tired of seeing the monument look like crap. We look like Detroit if you look around downtown right now. Orange barrels and closures everywhere.
Detroit looks better.
I'm saying 5 years from now, and this is the optimist in me, when Circle Center Mall is done, and when you have the Fever Complex built on Maryland down there at Delaware Street, and these other hotels, the hotel over there on Missouri Street, everything else that's happening right now, when these projects are done, I'm really, really excited to see what it's going to look at. I like advocating for downtown. It's trouble right now. I totally understand
We'll be in diapers by then.
Yeah.
Right, no doubt. Earlier in the show, Matt, your co-host of Supporting Sobriety, Ryan Hedrick from our news department, joined us to give a perspective on what's going on with these homeless tent communities in Fountain Square. And the perspective that he can give, there's nobody else in the city, from a media perspective, I believe, that can come and share their view like that, because he's been homeless. And that story was amazing. Now, this podcast that you guys are a part of, Supporting Sobriety, each of you have battled various demons. It was drugs. It was homelessness for Ryan. For you, it was alcohol, correct?
Yeah, it was alcohol. It was addiction to a degree, because I really liked my Oxycontin. And that was in my late 20s and early 30s. And yeah, Ryan's just fantastic because he walks the walk and he really has that experience. It's taught me so much. I heard him mention this earlier, that we did that episode on stigmas, the stigma of addiction earlier, and Again, it's from our own experiences, and my whole thing has always been people telling me, why don't you just taper? Why don't you just cut back your drinking, being a recovering alcoholic? And I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. It only lasts a day or two, at least with me. I know some people can do it, but me as a full-blown, full-fledged licensed alcoholic, I can't do that.
You know yourself.
A taper would turn into a fifth.
A taper would turn into a fifth, yeah. The taper would be a fifth. I'd taper back to a fifth of alcohol, yeah. I mean,
I'm tapering off.
I'm being a little facetious, but it's not far from the truth.
I understand.
Trust me. Yeah, it's not far from the truth, but that stigma is still out there that says, hey, Matt Bair can socially drink, or I can go to a wedding and just drink one weekend and just cut it off. That's never been the case for me. When I drink, I turn into an animal, and I become something completely terrible. So the stigma is always saying that we can stop whenever we want. I couldn't. Even though I know I had a problem, and that's what the stigma keeps you doing. It keeps you believing that you don't have a problem, that you're not an alcoholic. And I masked it a lot of times by pointing out other people's drinking habits. I was drinking every single night, and if I'm able to point at somebody and call them an alcoholic or say that they're a drunk, then I'm able to keep the truth away from myself. And that's exactly what I was doing. It's a deflection. I look at this man, and I look at his struggles and the disease, and I say, man, what a drug. Boy, I feel better about myself. You know, I'm the disease of addiction. I'm sitting on your shoulder right now. I'm here, but you don't know it. So I'm going to whisper into your ear. They keep being judgmental. they keep those stigmas up, because those stigmas are going to keep you from realizing that, yes, you are very much an alcoholic. Disease of addiction doesn't want us to recognize that. Disease of addiction doesn't want us to see that and be like, ooh, that's me. So, yeah, they very much do keep you sick. They kept me sick for a long time.
Yeah, man, the character in Leaving Las Vegas was nowhere near as bad as I am.
Right.
Even though he was the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was.
I know what you're saying.
That was an amazing movie, and just because you brought it up real quick, like here, I noticed his behavior in like some of these movies where the guy's like really drunk, the protagonist, and I watched them, and I'm like, that was so me. You know, having the imaginary conversations in your head with the woman at the bar and everything. Yeah. I mean, that's what we do as alcoholics, because we're so damn lonely because we can't stop drinking. But you can find Supporting Sobriety. Thanks for playing that clip, guys. I really appreciate it. It's I'm very grateful. Supporting Sobriety is at Spotify, Apple, any major podcast provider. And you can find us on Instagram and X at @sobriety_pod. And at the Instagram, we just put up a really cool picture of my sister, my niece Izzy, when we went to the zoo a couple weeks ago.
Awesome.
Guys, I'm telling you.
I saw that.
Yeah, that would not have happened.
It was awesome.
If I were drinking.
Man.
That would not have happened. So it was really
I'm
cool
so
for me.
proud of the man you have become, Matt.
God
you
bless
are
you guys. Thank
awesome. God bless you. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Well, thank you, and love you guys. And if my sister's listening, love you too.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So my grandma needed a new couch and recliner. My dad was just going to take her to one of those big box stores. I said, Dad, hold on. Do not do that. Take Grandma down to Spencer over at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. They were able to save my grandma $2,000 on the same exact product she was going to buy from one of those big box retailers up here in Indy. Totally worth the very quick trip down 65. And don't forget, Thompson Furniture and Mattress offer free delivery within 75 miles of Columbus.
And when a service issue arises, Thompson Furniture and Mattress, just a phone call away. They deliver and set up for free within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. That is going to save you some money. And did we mention they have the best prices? They guarantee the best price on everything they sell and guarantee the best service. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license 249 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432. Tacoma model 7540. 36 months, $29.99 due, zero security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 9/1.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com. Join Sertoma Club of Greenwood for Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrew. Saturday, August 16th at Greenwood's Craig Park. Tickets and more at whamfest.com.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Join Sertoma Club of Greenwood this Saturday for Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrew at Greenwood's Craig Park. Visit whamfest.com for tickets and details.
Speaking of Wham Fest, we have a couple of beverages provided by Wham Fest for Beer Sample Friday coming up a little bit later on today. Beer Sample Friday presented by Thompson Furniture and Mattress. Matt Bair, I'm sure there's construction out there, but how are we handling it?
Better than usual. Eastbound 70, there is a crash, not in a construction zone before Post Road, and this is going to be the right lane block slow back to 465. Inbound 70, stop and go rural into the north split. Southbound 65, 70 loaded for a 3-minute delay. North split down to the south split. At inbound 69, stop and go 106 282nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust local, trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, Matt Bair.
Yeah.
Only 310 more likes to go before you get to come on the YouTube camera and dance seductively.
Sure. Do I have to? I have to take my shirt off and twerk, right?
Yeah. Yes,
I've got to
correct.
do both of them. Okay. All
Correct.
Right. Hey, I said it on the air. I got to do it. Whatever.
Okay.
So we're just 310 away.
2 more hours.
Here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Go to the WIBC YouTube page, and if you've ever wanted to see Matt Bair shirtless putting on a show, you know what to do. Click that like button. Right now, it is 92 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We went a little long with Matt, complaining about the construction, complaining about the traffic, and blaming him for all of it. But when we come back, Trump-Putin in Alaska, the summit, it's happening now. Updates next.
When it comes to retirement, it's not just what you've saved, it's what you keep that matters. Howard Bailey Financial invites you to join our free educational event featuring nationally recognized IRA expert and CPA Ed Slott, where he will focus on strategies to help reduce unnecessary taxes, avoid common mistakes, and plan smarter for the years ahead. This event is ideal for anyone in or nearing retirement who wants to make the most of what they've saved. Reserve your spot at the Forum in Fishers on Thursday, September 11th by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln and Fishers.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big 3 this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big 3. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice.
Yay!
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater install.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Did you know up to 50% of outdoor water use is wasted? And did you know that there are things you can do to help change that? Indiana American Water suggests that you water early or late in the day to reduce evaporation. Also, be sure to fix any leaks and skip watering when rain is in the forecast. Consider rain barrels, mulch your garden, and use drip irrigation for your plants. Be water wise. Conserve today, sustain tomorrow. Find more conservation tips at Indiana American Water's Wise Water Use Resources at indianaamwater.com.
Join Sertoma Club of Greenwood for Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrew. Saturday, August 16th at Greenwood's Craig Park. Tickets and more at whamfest.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, you'll hear about the weather that we'll have to offer across the state in the coming days, why Indianapolis police are monitoring an area to keep up to date with emergencies, and a new staff member has climbed a board to care for animals. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. The Trump-Putin summit in Alaska. I'm Lisa Brady. On his way to Anchorage to meet with Russia's president on ending the war in Ukraine, President Trump telling Fox's Bair he wants a ceasefire, while acknowledging that may not happen in the first meeting.
I won't be happy if I walk away without some form of a ceasefire. Now, I say this, and I've said it from the beginning, this is really setting the table today. We're going to have another meeting if things work out, which will be very soon. Or we're not going to have any more meetings at all, maybe ever.
President Trump hoping for a second meeting to include Ukraine's president. He's also not ruling out an economic component in negotiations, months after signing a deal for U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals, many of which are in territory currently occupied by Russia. He has also warned of severe economic consequences for Russia if there's no progress.
The president believes economic pressure brought Putin to the table, telling reporters aboard Air Force One the Russians want a piece of the economy he's built.
Fox's Jared Halpern traveling with the president. President Trump also says territorial decisions are up to President Zelensky and that his goal is saving lives. The two leaders were not meeting one-on-one, at least not initially. Two other top officials on either side in the first meeting, including Secretary of State Rubio and Special Envoy Witkoff, and even more at a lunch meeting. A tug of war between states angling for an edge in next year's midterm elections. A day after California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said he wants to send redrawn congressional maps to voters this November.
It's a joke. He's posturing for the presidency and doing nothing more than that. He's all talk and no action.
That's Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who called a second special session today in an ongoing fight with Democrats in the Texas legislature who left the state to block a vote on redistricting aimed at helping Republicans. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why you need to have your AC ready. Still partly cloudy and 90 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:02. The forecast is calling for some serious heat this weekend.
And this weekend is going to be in the low 90s, at least according to our current forecast.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says high temperatures should continue into around Tuesday before another cool down begins. The question is, which will be the hottest day?
A high of 92 on Saturday and a high of 93 on Sunday, so it's going to be pretty close. It could be one or the other.
And he says if you work outside, take breaks by going inside, cooling down, and drinking plenty of water. Illegal street drugs sent several people to Indianapolis hospitals. Ryan Hedrick has the details.
It happened on Thursday night, say firefighters. They treated 3 people suffering from the effects of drug overdoses. It happened again in March. You may remember when several people were taken to the hospital. Fortunately, in that situation and in this, everybody survived.
There's too many resources they can give and provide. They build and build, but you see these people out here sleeping.
And this man says
left rehab
Reporting from downtown Indianapolis, Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The new director of Indianapolis Animal Care Services is working to make the largest animal shelter in the state a better place for its workers and the animals. Amanda Dehoney-Hinkle was approved to be the new director by the Indianapolis City County Council last month. She toured the construction site for the new facility on Thursday.
Right now it's been pretty hectic the first 3 weeks, so I'm just now getting a chance to sit down and really dig into those things, meeting with staff and volunteers and kind of figuring out where we need to go.
Dehoney-Hinkle talking to Wish TV. Her interactions with volunteers has been positive so far, and the shelter previously had to cut volunteer hours, which did not help with the overcrowding they experienced over the past few years. The Indiana State Fair is throwing it back to the 80s and 90s for its 2026 headlining exhibit. The new exhibit will celebrate the age of home video with a gallery of vintage movie posters, a retro cocktail lounge, and more. The fair will include Rewind, a VHS revival. State Fair next year runs from August 7th to the 23rd. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 5:04.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Taxes 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
You've got WIBC traffic at 5:05. Here's Matt Bair.
Southbound 65 70 stop and go traffic from the north split down to Fletcher Avenue. Then northbound 65 slows after Keystone Avenue into the south split, a 7-minute delay. East side southbound 465 stop and go traffic after Penn Pike down to 74. On the north side, inbound 69 stop and go after 106th Street to 82nd. And then west side, southbound 465 slows from West 38th Street down to West 10th. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Making our way into Friday night, get ready for partly cloudy skies to linger around the entire evening. Low temperatures to drop into the lower 70s and winds light and variable in direction this evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis, 493 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
All right, Hammer. Donald Trump in Alaska meeting with Putin, the Russia guy.
Pootie Tang.
He runs Russia or something like that. And he also
takes his shirt off a lot.
Invaded Ukraine and all this stuff. And Trump is like, he's got a lot of other things he needs to get done with this country. Seems like he's a little annoyed that he's got to be involved with this. One of his campaign promises was, I'd have this dispute done in a day. It wasn't done in a day. And I think we all knew he was being hyperbolic there. But so Trump is in Alaska. We watched the footage of Donald Trump getting off Air Force One, Putin getting off Russia Force One.
Kremlin One,
and there's red carpets everywhere.
Did you see the power move Trump did, though? I didn't see this on television when we were watching it, but I've seen it on social media. So when Trump went to shake Putin's hand, he had like a flyover go above, and it was the stealth bomber and some of the other bombers fly above.
No, I didn't see that.
Total power move by the Orange Man.
Wow. Well, they're in America. I think Russia thinks Alaska is still theirs. for some weird reason.
Well, hell, Putin wants to get the Soviet Union back together. He wants to get the band back together.
So, so they're there without Zelensky, and I think Trump's idea is to get them to agree to get Zelensky in a room with everybody, and they want to have that second meeting very quick to end this conflict in Ukraine.
Right. And coming up here in just a little bit, Breitbart Oliver Lane will join us.
Yeah, he's our London bureau chief. He knows everything that's going on with this man.
He is all over this kind of stuff. He has been covering Vladimir Putin for years, Trump for years, and it's always good to get a perspective from somebody across the pond, so to speak.
Yes.
What's the world saying when they're watching this take place? Now, do you buy this for a minute? Oh, Pantsuit Patty, Hillary Clinton. She claims on a podcast that if Trump is somehow able to come up with a ceasefire plan here, a peace deal where Ukraine doesn't have to give up everything, everybody's happy, the war stops, even she would be up for Donald Trump winning a Nobel Prize.
If he could bring about the end to this terrible war where Putin is the aggressor, invading a neighbor country, trying to change the borders. If he could end it without putting Ukraine in a position where it had to concede its territory to the aggressor, if President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
You buying that? Hillary Clinton going to nominate him?
I buy it, but Ukraine's going to have to concede. That's the only way I see this conflict coming to a resolution.
Each party is going to have to give a little.
So she is kind of, playing both sides.
We call that hedging your bet in the gambling community.
Exactly.
Hedging your bet. Because Ukraine is going to have to give a little bit. Russia is going to have to knock it off and give a little bit. That's how deals are done. The question becomes, do either of these countries and leaders want this to end? Vladimir Putin and Zelensky. Do either one of these folks want it to end? And I know all the bleeding hearts are going, I can't believe you're saying that about Zelensky. Think of all the money that dude's getting right now. People like us are funding their soldiers' pensions right now. I feel like this could have been solved a long time ago. But for whatever reason, neither one of these groups want to back off an inch. And I think that reason is dollar bills, y'all. I can't believe I'm going to say this, because you know how I feel about this guy. Joe Scarborough, just one of the worst. But Nige, what if I told you?
Used to work in Congress.
Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe on MSNBC.
Yes.
Voice of reason.
Whoa.
Voice of reason.
Hello.
He's calling out these talking heads from the Democratic Party because they're ignoring what the people in the inner cities, specifically Washington, D.C., are saying about crime.
91% of Washington residents say crime is a problem. 91%. 51%, it is an extremely serious problem. And this is what I must say, this is one thing that I think Democrats have gotten so wrong about crime. Here we see in Washington, D.C. again, the overwhelming majority of black voters, and especially black women, see crime in D.C. as a very serious crime. So when somebody comes on TV acting like they're the champions of black voters and no, we can't have this happen, I think they, as Reverend Al would say, they need to wake up from being woke, and they need to look and see who are the people most concerned, even today, by crime in D.C.
Wake up from being woke. Joe Scarborough, Nige.
Voice of reason. I never thought I'd say that. But yeah, you're right. And we've been saying it for the past week. There are people protesting that Donald Trump is trying to make Washington, D.C. safer.
Correct. They're upset that Donald Trump is trying to save lives, specifically black lives, because a lot of these neighborhoods that are the hot spots in Washington, D.C., very urban, shall we say, big black population. And there are people protesting that Trump is trying to make it safer. And this is the one thing I tell people all the time. It's even true here in Indianapolis. I don't know how they vote. Maybe they go to the ballot and blindly vote Democrat because that's what they've been programmed to do. But there are people in these inner cities that don't look like you and I, Nige. They want the same things, though. They want their children to grow up without fear of being murdered. They want the fentanyl off the streets. And according to this poll from Washington Post about crime in Washington, D.C., the biggest percentage of people who are in favor of what Donald Trump's doing right now, inner city black women, because they want their neighborhoods safe. They want their kids to grow up in safe neighborhoods. Inner city black women. But you wouldn't get that message if you only listened to Hakeem Jeffries or if you listened to Jasmine Crockett.
Or white suburbanite liberal moms.
Oh, the worst. Suburban white wine moms. The absolute most offended person in America is a suburban white wine mom. Producer Allison, I think we need the Attorney General to kick off a Friday edition of Legal Stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Brought to you by Window Nation. This month only, schedule a consult for 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could even get them with zero down, zero payments, zero interest for 2 years. So, again, let me say it again. 50% off and no money up front. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
A teenager has filed charges against B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, no.
I like B-Dubs.
Love B-Dubs.
Great place. My kids and I can always go there. It's one of the compromised places, right? We can always sit down and have a bunch of wings.
Oh, sure.
Their burgers are really good there. A woman has filed a charge of discrimination against Buffalo Wild Wings after a server followed her into the women's restroom and demanded she prove that she was indeed a female. Now, the woman had to show her breasts to the server to prove she's a woman. This made her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now a group called Gender Justice in the state of Minnesota has filed a discrimination charge against Buffalo Wild Wings. So basically, this woman, who I believe is a lesbian, the staff at Buffalo Wild Wings thought it was a dude and was going into the women's restroom. But unfortunately, the server, and I don't believe this is part of the training, said, you got to prove you're a woman and show me them boobies.
No.
And now there's a lawsuit.
I think you probably better just let this one go. And I don't know if the other server is a man or a woman. If it's a man, it's probably more egregious. I don't know what her being biracial has to do with anything.
Biracial lesbian is how she describes herself.
Okay, lesbian. What does biracial have to do with it? But this person had to show her breasts to say, hey, I'm able to use the women's restroom.
Correct.
That sounds pretty outrageous to me.
Right.
That doesn't sound right to me in any way, shape, or form. That's pretty...
Again, I feel like you should go to the restroom that goes along with your sex at birth, right?
Yes.
Dudes go into the dudes, chicks go into the chicks.
Yes.
But if you're a server at Buffalo Wild Wings...
Don't be chasing your customers into the bathroom.
Right. You got a handful of deep fried pickles on one hand. You've got some hot wings in the other hand. And you're asking this chick to whip out her cans to prove she's going to the right bathroom. That's weird to me.
Can you lift up your shirt before you go pee, please?
I mean, they might as well have those FBI shirts on that say female body inspector that everybody would get during spring break back in the day. I know I had one. Panama City, spring break, Club La Vila, Spinnakers. I had my FBI shirt on, female body inspector. Sorry, FBI, you better show me them boobies. That's what they were doing at B-Dubs. Matt Bair, what's going on?
All right, fellas, westbound 70 stop and go traffic after rural into the north split, then southbound 65 70 stop and go from the north split down to Fletcher Avenue. Northbound 65, 6-minute delay through construction after Keystone Avenue into the south split. Boone County southbound 65 slow. Whitestown Parkway to 865 the Dogleg. North side westbound 465 stop and go Meridian to Ditch Road, and again around Michigan Road. Inbound 69 stop and go from 96 down to 82nd Street. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Stuck in traffic? Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and that really seamy stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And I think this is another big difference between men and women, because if somebody asked me, hey, you got to show me your crank to prove that you're a man, I'll be like, all right, here it is. I mean, there it is. Can I go to the bathroom now? Like, I'd have no problem. Anybody that wants to see my crank can. I have no issues with that.
I don't want to see that.
But it's different if you're a woman and somebody that's got a plate full of burgers and curly fries. Hey! Which bathroom are you going in?
Lift that shirt up.
Better show me them boobies. That's a little different. Right now, it's hot. It's freaking hot. 92 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And we got a fun round of Are You Okay With This next.
Whether you're dropping them off for the first day of school or they're driving themselves for the first time, we know you have enough on your mind. That's why Hubler's got you and your family covered for 100,000 miles. And we want you to spend less on back to school. That's why you can shop over 2,000 vehicles and buy with zero down. Zero down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring us your old car for an immediate appraisal. Head back to school in a Hubler Q-certified vehicle with a free Carfax history report and a 128-point vehicle inspection. Hubler's got you covered. For 100,000 miles, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Zero down delivers at Hubler. 'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
Select models approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Cover me!
Hammer here from my good friends at Diamonds Direct. Keystone at the Crossing, north side, right there by the Green Bridge. You can't miss it. And when you walk in that beautiful showroom, you will be greeted by the best customer service staff in the city. My sales rep that I work with is a young lady by the name of Chris. She's a rock star. She works with me. It's kind of hot, too. I'm not going to lie. But the other staff members up there, they are the best. No matter who your rep is, they will treat you like $1 million. And what I love about Diamonds Direct is they stay within your budget. There's no pressure to go above a level that you can't afford. You're going to get a home run item, and you're going to love it. And right now, guys, if you're thinking about popping the question, how about this? Buy that engagement ring at Diamonds Direct. You get the wedding band for free. That's right. Think of the savings. Walk in the showroom, tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you, and they will treat you like a rock star. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing.
This is the soundtrack of summer.
And new memories are waiting at your Indiana State Fair.
Join us today and kick off your weekend with endless family fun. Take in the State Fair Circus, presented by B Window. Enjoy the Vinyl Revival exhibit. Try the mouth-watering fair foods, plus a free concert by Melissa Etheridge. Grab your tickets and plan your trip now at IndianaStateFair.com.
Sounds like fun. Your Indiana State Fair, presented by Get Prepared Indiana.
Everyone knows that PA Jewelers in Brownsburg is the place to get one-of-a-kind jewelry pieces. Diamonds, gold, gemstones, watches, everything. But PA Jewelers at the farmhouse is also the place to sell your jewelry, your watches, your coins, or bullion. PA Jewelers has the best prices and the best payouts. And they walk you through the process so you know what your pieces are worth and what you're getting. PA Jewelers at the farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it.
But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
BWindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business.
Join Sertoma Club of Greenwood for Wham Fest, a festival of wine, art, music, and microbrew. Saturday, August 16th at Greenwood's Craig Park. Tickets and more at whamfest.com.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Are you okay with this? A South Carolina man is accused of going on a high-speed chase with police while filming it on Facebook, streaming it live on Facebook with a high-speed chase with police. Here is authorities talking about what Rashawn Scott allegedly did.
Something that could have been a minor traffic ticket for tailgating and swerving turned into 4 felonies. It seems like it's idolized. I think people think that it's cool, and it's not. I'm not sure if they do it for clout or what exactly it's for, but unfortunately, I think social media is painting a unrealistic picture of what happens.
I immediately am taken back to Drayshawn Reed. Are you okay with this?
I'm not okay with
mean?
this, and I'm absolutely spot on with where you're at here. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. This is your segment. I apologize.
No, Drayshawn Reed got shot and killed after he was streaming a chase.
Yep.
And I think he got what he deserved. And what pisses me off is that the city of Indianapolis gave his family a bunch of money. He fired shots at an officer. And for those of you that want to make this a racial thing, it was another black guy that he fired shots at, an officer of the law. And for some reason, he became this martyr. People in the NFL were celebrating this crap, and the officer that shot him was doing everything right. One of the best of the IMPD. I know exactly who he is, and it's awful the crap that guy had to go through because of erroneous reporting.
Yeah.
Thank God there are body cameras now, because body cameras bail police officers out of a lot of jams.
Sure.
A lot of riots, I believe, are avoided by body cams. And, yeah, you're right, Nige. The Drayshawn Reed situation began with that moron live streaming his police chase. Then he got out of his car, fired at an officer, but luckily it was all captured on the body cam. I'm just disgusted that the city of Indianapolis settled with his family.
There's a new term being used in pop culture. You and I are both immersed in pop culture every day of our lives.
When you think of pop culture, you think of us.
Now, the process of looking at a cell phone while sitting on the toilet in the morning is being called morning toilet doom scrolling. Morning toilet doom scrolling, Hammer. Are you okay with this?
No, because that's too long of a title. It's too mouthy. Morning toilet doom scrolling.
That's a mouthful.
Right. Like if you just want to call it, can crapping or something like that. It's quick. There's alliteration.
That's good.
That's where I'm looking at here.
Can crapping.
Morning toilet doom scrolling. That's not a term. That's somebody being lazy. So what they're talking about is if the first thing you do in the morning is wake up, you're kind of stumbling to the bathroom, you sit down to do your business, and you're looking at your phone. You're getting updates on the world for the first time when you're dropping your number 2 in the morning. That's what they're talking about here. But the most creative thing they could come up with is morning toilet doom scrolling. I don't accept that. This is a lack of creativity. Somebody should have came up with a better name. But if it's going to be called this, again, I disagree with it. But
Okay.
if it is what it is, we're going to have some fun with it here. Hammer and Nigel Records, we've got a tribute to morning toilet doom scrolling.
Is that right?
And when we put this together, we just watched that HBO documentary on Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Every morning straight away, grab my phone and start my day. Put the seat down, sit my butt down and begin to scroll. The anger rises as I'm sitting. Seconds later I start twitching, losing my cool in a cesspool ruled by bots and trolls.
Little Billy Joel tribute here.
Yeah.
Warming Earth, Taiwan, Epstein files, they're still gone. Crypto, Palestine, you lose your job to AI. Keyboard cowards, dumb memes, Sydney Sweeney's good genes. COVID's a hoax, diversity, bitch about the airline.
Yeah.
And toilet dude scrolling, elbows on my knees while I check my feed. Morning toilet dude scrolling, get the latest news while I drop a deuce. And morning toilet dude scrolling, my legs go numb cause I can't get enough. Morning toilet dude scrolling, get in a crappy mood before my work commute. And
see, it's tough to make a song with that long title.
Wow.
Bobby in the YouTube chat says we should have called it Lewd Crude Do in the Morning. All right, Bobby, I see you.
I did. Do you get the your legs fall asleep sometimes, don't they? Come on, be honest.
Oh, yeah, pins and needles. Pins and needles. You
toilet.
stand up and you're like hobbling around like Biden. Absolutely. That's how you know it's a good dump when your leg falls asleep.
Coming up. How am I supposed to follow that with the serious interview with Breitbart News London correspondent Oliver Lane?
One of Breitbart's best.
One of the best guests we've had.
He's number one, not number two.
He's all over. He's all over Trump and Putin meeting in Alaska. Everything you need to know, you will be up to date on next after the news on the Hammer and Nigel show.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A meeting between the two. Partly cloudy in Naho, 91 degrees on Monument Circle. Lows tonight over 70. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:30. President Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska today to talk about the war in Ukraine.
A short ride in the president's limousine may be the only one-on-one time for Presidents Trump and Putin after both the U.S. and Russian sides added officials to their meeting. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff joining Trump, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Foreign Affairs Advisor Yuri Ushakov joining Putin. The Russians not signaling any willingness to budge on Putin's pursuit of war, instead characterizing the Alaska summit as a chance to explain Russia's worldview. But President Trump says he won't be satisfied with anything less than a ceasefire and is ready to address journalists solo and send Putin home if he doesn't get what he wants.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich reporting. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is not at the meeting, but Trump is hinting that if these talks go well, he might set up a three-way meeting with the other leaders down the road. The mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell, has just been indicted by a federal grand jury. She has been under investigation for a while, but this is the first time a sitting mayor in the city's history has ever faced criminal charges. Her former head of security, who has also been accused of having an affair with, was indicted as well. Heat is the main factor throughout the weekend in Indiana, but what about anything else? While the forecast for the Indianapolis area is mostly dry on Saturday and Sunday, there is a small chance for some rain. Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service has your best chance of rain.
Current data is showing potentially some rain creeping into our area in the Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon time frame.
He says if any rain or storms do develop, it could knock temperatures down by a bit. You've got highs in the lower 90s before a cool down begins early to mid next week. And you're paying an average of $3.26 a gallon of gas today, says AAA. That's 11 cents higher than the national average and 8 cents higher from last week. With traffic at 532, Matt Bair, how's it looking out there?
Westbound 70 right now, slow into the north split, and then it jams up as you exit southbound 6570. That stopped traffic for a 5-minute delay down to the south split. Still in the construction zone, northbound 65 stop and go traffic from Raymond up to the south split. We look at the north side, westbound 465 slow from Ditch past Michigan Road. East side, southbound 465 stop and go 70 down to Washington. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust local. Trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Moving into Friday night, will be partly cloudy and warm with a low temperature around 72. However, 72 by Saturday morning turns into 92 by the afternoon under mostly cloudy skies at times in the afternoon, but the morning hours should be on the sunnier side of things. Winds out of the southwest of 5 to 10. As we move into Sunday, we'll remain partly cloudy, but chances of rain will increase to about 20% with a high temperature still in the lower 90s in the afternoon and partly cloudy skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Joanna Sutis, 493 WIBC.
I'm Jake McDaniel on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Coming up next, beer sample Friday. But first, somebody that's probably taking a sip of beer as we speak, being that it's several hours later over in the UK. Breitbart News London Bureau Chief Oliver Lane is on the hotline. Oliver, how are you?
Well, that's my pleasure to call in. I'm afraid, as it's a Friday evening, I'm not on the beer yet, but I am presently enjoying a delicious hot cup of tea.
Okay. All right, we'll take it. Let's get you've been covering Trump and Putin in Alaska all week. Let's get just the easy stuff out of the way first. What does Trump hope to accomplish? What is his strategy? We know Zelensky's not there. He said he's not speaking for Zelensky. What is the overall message Donald Trump is trying to send here?
Right, so today's Trump-Putin summit in Alaska, what Trump is really trying to achieve here, we have to go by his own words, because I think it's always a mistake to try and read people's minds. So it's going to go with what Trump's actually said. He wants to bounce, essentially, Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, into a meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky, more or less instantly, actually. He's saying he wants to talk the next set, going from bilateral to trilateral talks, to take place almost right away. Now, that's going to be kind of difficult because, to the best of our knowing, Volodymyr Zelensky is in Europe. He was last seen in Berlin. And if the talks go well in the next few hours and Trump and Putin say they'll do a joint press conference afterwards, if things go well, that's the caveat there. And Trump has said if things go well, he's going to jump on the phone, he's going to talk to Zelensky, and they're going to try and organize, as I say, trilateral talks. That is the ambition, because Trump wants to end the killing. And he thinks that can't be achieved until he gets Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky around a table together.
Oliver, Jason Hammer here. It seems like Trump's attitude heading into this is that he's almost ticked off that he has to be there. He has said that he's willing to walk if this thing doesn't work out. He's talked about he's got problems to work on here in America. Maybe it's all for show, but the front that Donald Trump's putting on is that he's upset that he has to even do this.
Absolutely, and that is exactly the right thing for President Trump to be doing. And I just want to load one example on you of the wrong way to do negotiations. Looking back to when Britain left the European Union, the attitude that our negotiators, and I hate to say this as a British patriot, but our government did an appallingly bad job of negotiating the Brexit process. And that's because every time there was a negotiation, a meeting between the UK and the European Union, the British negotiators would sort of signal before the talks began, we have no choice. We cannot leave the room without a deal. And what does that signal to the person you negotiated with? Yeah. That if you have to get a deal, that means you will take anything, right? So what President Trump is very clearly doing here, and as I say, this is exactly the right thing, he is signaling loud and clear to Vladimir Putin that I will walk away and I'm going to burn you. And that's exactly the position the United States needs to be in.
Breitbart News London Bureau Chief Oliver Lane breaking down this summit here in Alaska with Trump and Putin. How is it perceived around the world that Putin is coming to American soil for this meeting? And what does that symbolize to the rest of the world?
There's something of a Rorschach, if that's the way to pronounce it, test there, in that if you hate President Donald Trump, you're looking at this and thinking that he's handed an easy victory to Vladimir Putin, because by inviting him to American soil and hosting this in Alaska, which of course used to be owned by what was then the Russian Empire, was sold to the United States in the 19th century. This is like some sort of like propaganda coup for Putin, because he's coming in from the cold and he's no longer ostracized by the international community, and he gets to, preen on the world stage. There are people who believe that. And then if you think that President Trump is, doing the right thing by negotiating, and this is what President Trump himself has said in his comments yesterday, it's good that Putin is coming to the U.S., because the fact that he's doing that, and it's kind of humiliating for Putin to be doing negotiations on American soil rather than, say, in a third country. Previous talks have been in Saudi Arabia and Turkey. He's coming to America. So, and what President Trump said yesterday is the fact that he's coming at all is a sign that Putin is actually ready to do business.
Oliver, let's go back about a month or so ago. You had Zelensky come to the White House. That did not go well for him. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, they looked at Zelensky, they criticized what he was wearing, and they said he doesn't have the cards to be trying to play let's make a deal with the United States. And now here we are. Donald Trump is meeting with Vladimir Putin, trying to get this war ended. That seems like a pretty big 180, going from telling Zelensky you don't have the cards to now trying to get Vladimir Putin to knock all this stuff off.
Well, let's be frank. One of the problems that we have with the peace process in all is that, and you've got to understand what I'm saying here. In reality, both sides, Ukraine and Russia, since the very early days of the war, would tell you that they're ready for peace.
Yeah.
The unspoken part of that is they're ready for peace on their own terms. And that for the Ukrainians is, we want peace and we want total Ukrainian victory. The Russians would say we want peace and we want total Russian victory. So getting to this point where people are actually going to talk means people are going to have to drop some of their pride, some of the things that are sacred to them, because otherwise, because they're mutually exclusive from Kiev and from Moscow, what they want, there has to be some give and take. So in terms of, as you say, this sort of change that we've had over the past few months, and I don't think there's been that much of a change. I think what we're looking at is President Trump saying, pretty clearly, we need peace, and to do that, everybody's got to lose a little bit. And I think the real problem that Vance and Trump had, say at that White House meeting, when was it, April? But they have had a rapprochement since then, just to be clear. Trump and Zelensky seem to be going much better these days.
Yeah.
But the point they're making is, if you come into every meeting demanding everything and saying you need total Ukrainian victory, which is getting back every square foot of land that you've lost in the past decade, going back to 2014, then there is no way to peace, because only one side of the deal agrees to that, and that's not how you make deals.
Breitbart London bureau chief Oliver Lane covering Donald Trump and Putin and the summit in Alaska. You're right, too. I've heard Donald Trump mention, possible. I've heard him say the word land swaps or whatever. My question is, are Ukrainians supporting this war at this point?
Well, so this flows perfectly from what we were just talking about.
Yes.
Because, to get that deal, both sides are going to have to do things they don't like, Ukraine and Russia. And what President Trump is talking about, it's called a land swap. We don't actually know what it's going to look like, whether there will be an exchange. But what the sort of point that's being pushed towards is that there will have to be a recognition that some parts of Ukraine that are legally Ukraine, that are recognized to be Ukrainian territory since 1991 by the United Nations and the whole West, blah, 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 all the niceties. But actually, de facto, in the real world, those bits of Ukraine are Russian and have been for maybe 10 years. We're talking like Crimea and parts like that. That's not nice. That's not comfortable. Nobody likes that. I don't like it. You don't like it. It frightens the life out of the European Union because it means actually you can just change borders by force. But at this stage, what's more important? Is it ending the slaughter of 5,000 soldiers from both sides today? And President Trump, clearly to him, that's very important to him. He seems to put a great deal of importance on the lives of ordinary people, much more so, I think, than ordinary world leaders do. Or is it more important to cleave to this essentially absolutist, extremist almost position that you've got to win, and that means a total victory? Now, you asked about how the Ukrainian people feel about it. Actually, we have some very interesting polling on that. I think it's a Gallup poll, and they've been taking the temperature in Ukraine to the best of their ability, given, it's a war zone and they can't always get hold of everybody. But they've been doing these polls annually since the invasion began in, 2022. Back then, the mood of the Ukrainian people was overwhelmingly, we're talking like 65, 70, 75%, forgive me for not remembering the exact percentage right now, in favor of we must keep fighting until the bitter end, we need total victory. That was the sentiment then.
Yeah.
In the intervening 5 years, that sentiment has completely changed. In fact, it's almost a perfect exchange in that the numbers have reversed, and now that same figure, 65, 70, 75%, whatever it was, close enough, now say we need to end the war with a negotiation as soon as possible. So losing that territory, if the Ukrainian government de facto realizes some of that land is gone, but no doubt that will be unpopular. There are fathers, brothers, sons, uncles, etc. in Ukraine who have died. They have given their lives for bare inches or feet of Ukrainian soil. And if that land is then acknowledged to have been lost, is essentially given away, they died for nothing, their relatives will mourn in fury. There's an element of, that will be unpopular. However, looking at the, as I say, that Gallup poll, which has interviewed a lot of Ukrainians, thousands of Ukrainians over several years, it seems clear they are simply tired of the war. They want a negotiated end.
Real quick, just before we let you go, I think it's kind of funny. I saw Macron talking about how this peace summit should have happened in Europe and that the, international law, the EU, wants to insert itself into this Trump-Putin talk. What's the sentiment in Europe right now? They seem kind of jealous.
Well, you've got to put yourself in the mindset of a leader of the European Union, because if Trump can end this war without Europe's help and the summits don't take place in Europe, this is a hammer blow to their legitimacy as an organization. Because one of the stories, the fables that the European Union tells itself and tells its own people, and by the way, it is a lie, but nevertheless, it's what they believe, that they tell themselves, that the European Union has kept peace in Europe since the Second World War. So why is that not true? First of all, that wasn't the European Union, that was NATO. Second of all, we haven't had peace in Europe since the Second World War, although, let's be honest, it's better than it used to be. Again, that was NATO. And thirdly, if it turns out that it's not true, one of those key foundations of what the European Union is for crumbles away. And that's really bad for them, because guess what? The other key foundations are crumbling away as well. Well, again, one of those myths the European Union tells its own people, which is why it's so great, is unlimited free movement. And guess what? That's dying too.
Yeah.
This is a terrible time for the European Union, and that's why they're so worried.
All right, Oliver, we'll let you get back to your tea. Breitbart News, London Bureau Chief Oliver Lang calling from the UK. Thank you. Find his excellent work, Breitbart.com.
I raise my cup to you, sir. Good afternoon.
Cheers.
Speaking of cheers, Nige,
all right,
we've got some beverages that will officially kick off the weekend. We have Beer Sample Friday, and we have that next.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with Xfi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve, plus complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling? Well, find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of becoming part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org.
If you're pressed for time, the WIBC Mashup Podcast is your shortcut to the smartest, sharpest, and strangest moments on air. It's the best content from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Updated daily. Find the WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bair has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, we look at southbound 6570 downtown, and that is jammed up from the north split down to the south split for an 8-minute delay. Westbound 70 struggling to get into the north split from Sherman Drive. South side eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic 31 over to Emerson Avenue. East side southbound 465 slow from 72 South Shade. Lynn delayed for 6 minutes. Northeast side northbound 465 slows from East 56th Street up to I-69. And westbound 465 stop-and-go from 31 over to Michigan Road. Crash east side Emerson Avenue south of Michigan Street. It's at Norway. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, employee-owned B Window means business. Receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door. Trust local, trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bair. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 91 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample
Fry.
Yeah!
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Also, special guest in studio, Mindy Winkler from Hank FM. I keep on hearing about these pool parties that you have, and I never get invited.
You're welcome anytime, dude.
Okay, so Wham Fest going on tomorrow. Wham, I mean, it's an iconic institution, Hammer.
George Michael will be there. Andrew
George...
Ridgely will be there. It's Wham. They're back.
Wine, art, music, and microbrew. The four pillars that make up Wham. Craig Park in Greenwood tomorrow, noon to 8:30, and they have dropped off some libations for us.
Now, these are very unique cans that come from St. Joseph Brewery.
Oh, yeah, right down the street from here.
And Mindy, when she came in, said, wow, those are big cans, to which I looked at Mindy and said the exact same thing. So we over here have got, what's this one, Mindy?
That is a Hefeweizen or Heffy.
Heffy. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and
it looks
try
like they gave me the IPA here.
I'm trying the IPA too because I like an IPA.
All right.
Okay, cheers.
So cheers,
everybody.
and here's the Wham Fest going on tomorrow, Craig Park in Greenwood.
Oh, so good. Wham Fest is a tradition, man. Get your tickets now. You're going to have a great time.
$20, whamfest.com, and don't miss it because, I mean, like, honestly, it's an institution. 15 years now of Wham Fest, Hambone.
I love it.
And
I love
we
a good
love when
festival,
they drum.
man.
We love being involved. So, for Jason Hammer, for Mindy Winkler, my name is Nigel.
All the big cans in studio.
Yeah,
Cheers,
raise them up,
everybody.
raise them up. Another hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license 249 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432. Tacoma model 7540. 36 months, $29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 9/1.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is 0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big Three this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big Three. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Oh, yay, yay!
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus.